Good return across the 15 toward the 20. Brian Hill did not mean to hog the intro here, but your thoughts on what should be an exciting night, not only of Ranger football, but high school football at large.
Yeah, it's a big night around the state. Anytime you're playing football in December, you know that you've had a heck of a season. Both of these teams have had a great run to get to this point. Unfortunately, one of them season's going to come to an end tonight. The familiar foes playing in the same district. This will be the fourth time these two teams have played in the last 2 years, once in the regular season and the playoffs in both years. And so we're in for a good one.
The quarterback for New Braunfels, who starts this game on offense, is Levi Gola. He's a senior. Receivers split to each side on 1st and 10. From the 21, Gola back to pass. His first attempt is complete to right around the 28-yard line. Grant Franklin, a young man who caught 33 passes so far for 565 yards and scored 4 touchdowns, gets the first catch of the ball game.
Yeah, nice little easy stop route, get the quarterback, get him some rhythm, get Gola an easy completion to get him into the game. Great pickup. Anytime you can get more than 4 or 5 yards on first down, keeps you on schedule. So good opening play for the Unicorns.
It's a gain of 7 to bring up 2nd and 3. Balls at the 28-yard line. Gola shotgun, twins to the top side. Handoff, first carry of the ball game. Brock Stewart, not a whole lot there. That Smithson Valley defense ready.
Yeah, middle linebacker Hornsby. We're going to be calling his name a lot tonight. In a very good Ranger defense, he kind of heads up and is the headliner in the back end in the linebacker position. Obviously, we'll talk about the D-line as the night goes on, including in this 3rd down situation. But we're going to be calling Hornsby's name a lot from that linebacker spot, and that was a great tackle for no gain. Hornsby,
Jacob Stover, the middle linebacker, Devin DeToto, the other outside linebacker. Those the starters. On 3rd down, screen, get it to their big play guy, but nuh-uh. Caden Mills not going anywhere, and that Smithson Valley D with a big stop on the first possession of the ball game for New Braunfels.
Yeah, after a successful first down of gaining about 7 yards, they go backwards with their last 2 plays, and that was an RPO. It was quarterback counter to the right, or a swing pass out to Mills. Gola, I guess he looked like he liked the numbers out there, so he elected to take that. But it was a good rallying pursuit from the Rangers defense, and after giving up some yardage on first, they do their job, and they're going to force a quick 3-and-out, which is what you always want to do when you win the toss and defer. The dream start is to get a 3-and-out and get the ball to the offense.
Mills, the leading receiver, touchdown-wise for New Braunfels, so you see why they went to him on 3rd down. Hunter Haug, punt return, cross the 50, 45, near the 40, and the Rangers will have great field position to start their first possession of the ball game.
Picture perfect start. We mentioned it. Win the toss, defer, get a 3-and-out, get a punt, good kick return. Rangers starting in plus territory with their first drive. Couldn't script it any better. Shout out Hunter Haug. That was a long, high, good punt, and actually a defender was already past him. He said, I'm not fair catching that thing. He still caught it, got the edge, picks up about 15, 20 yards with good block, and Rangers in business early.
Hogg, a receiver for these Rangers, as is Brody Wick. Luke Peace, the tight end. Ty Knutson, the quarterback, takes the snap. Gunnar Shoquist coming toward us. Across the 40, balls on the turf. New Braunfels has it. Brian, we are sitting on the New Braunfels side, if you will. We're above them. And it's a very raucous crowd here out supporting the Unicorns. They get the first big play of the game, and no mistaking it, we heard it up here.
For sure, it was an outside zone play, blocked pretty good, was gonna pick up about 3 or 4 yards, but then middle linebacker number 8, Rocco DeSanto, came in and with his shoulder put his face mask right on the football and popped it out. There's no doubt that it was a fumble. Ball was on the ground for a while, so the Unicorns, they get the big play on defense that they needed, and so the ball's right back in their hands.
Rocco DeSanto, the leading tackler for the Unicorns this season, 113 on the year. Back to pass, Gola looking deep, taking a big shot. Noah Johnson back there in coverage. Incomplete. Hunter Haug back there as well.
Yeah, great coverage by the safety, Johnson. They kind of ran a little double move, looked like a flag, trying to get the safety to flip his hips and then burst it back to the inside. Johnson stays on top of it the whole time. But New Braunfels was going for that lightning strike quickly after a turnover. Good job by the Ranger defense being back and shutting that down, so bring up a 2nd and 10. But New Braunfels was going for, they said, we got some momentum, let's see if we can capitalize on it.
Something the Rangers do so well. After a big play defensively, they'll take a shot, often capitalize on it. New Braunfels now 2nd and 10 at their own 38. 3 wides, twins to the top, 1 to the near side. Gola, 170 completions here for 998 yards on the season. He elects to run here, though, across the 40. As Brian mentioned, Hornsby, we're going to hear his name a lot there for the stop.
And again, this is something, and it's happening all around the state tonight. I was listening to Dave Campbell's guys, and 20 out of the 40 games are rematches from some point in the year, and so that's an extra challenge in itself for both sides. Okay, you've seen these guys before, and so it's kind of a chess match. Do we just stick with what we did the first time that worked, or do we switch things up? And that time, Smithson Valley's defense had an answer for it. New Braunfels loves the quick speed out. We put a linebacker out outside of him and walked Hornsby out there, so the quarterback wisely didn't throw it into coverage, picks up a couple yards.
Another chance for the Ranger defense to get off the field. 3rd and about 7. Gola, sideline, incomplete. Looking for Grant Franklin. By the way, speaking of Gola, my apologies. A little while ago, misspoke on his yardage. He's thrown for 2,492 yards this season. 158 for 234. He's completed 67.5% of his passes, but a little tall on that one.
Yeah, Rangers roll to a cover 2, and Gola wisely tries to do a little hole shot over the corner, under the safety, just a little bit high for him, but Braunfels fortunate they got away with a false start there. Their inside receiver, Pitts, jumped a little bit early, but a great job by the Ranger defense after a turnover, still being able to get a stop and get the ball back to the offense.
Good high punt. Hunter Howe catching, can't do anything with it. The time that ball was in the air allowed the Unicorn special teams to come right on down, and upon impact, making the stop, so the Rangers will start their 2nd offensive possession at their own 22.
Yeah, great play by New Braunfels gunner number 9, Cameron Pitts. We just talked about him as a receiver, running down there on special teams, and that time he was able to corral Haug. And so that fumble for the Rangers didn't give up any points, but it gave about 50 yards in field position, because the Rangers started at their own, or at the New Braunfels 40 last drive, and now they're starting at their own 20.
Knudsen shotgun. Rolls to his right off the play action, complete. It's Braxton Sawyer, his 3rd catch of the year. Braxton mainly a blocker, but a good catch there for an offense that started up front by Briley Bowman, the left tackle, Cannon Wheeler, the left guard, Kyle Gugliotti the center, Clinton Goss at right guard, Aiden Verrett, 76, is the right tackle, although Aiden will play some tight end. When he does, he'll switch his number to number 87. 2nd down, Knudsen, Gunnar Sjoquist, bouncing to the outside, Gunnar 1st down, toward the 40, still on his feet, knocked out of bounds right before the midfield line.
Yeah, just a little inside zone there, zone split, wipe off, and the defensive end shoots so far up the field that our pulling fullback doesn't even have anybody to kick out. So they crammed everything up the middle, and great vision by Sjoquist to bounce it to the outside. And not only did he show his speed, he showed his toughness. He said, I'm not running out of bounds, lowered his shoulder and ran through a tackle and picked up an additional 10 yards. So first down of the game for either team.
Sjoquist, just a sophomore. He's carried the load for the Rangers on the rushing attacks for the last several games. Deep, Haug down there, incomplete.
Had him beat. Haug had about 2 or 3 steps on him. Ball's just underthrown just a little bit. It was up in the air for a long time. Haug had about 3 steps on the corner. Kenneth Harper, you can see right there Haug just had to come back to the ball just a little bit, but you could bet the Rangers are going to try to take advantage of that matchup again as the game goes on, because Haug did have him beat.
Don't know if he'll get credit for a pass breakup there. Couldn't quite see if he got a little bit of a fingernail on it, but he had 7 pass breakups coming in, does Kenneth Harper, a junior defensive back. Here's Sjoquist coming toward us near midfield, and I think they'll spot him down at the Smithson Valley 49.
Yeah, pretty good gain, only about 3 or 4 yards, but it gives you options on 3rd down now. It'd be interesting to see here if Smithson Valley doesn't pick up the 1st down. I think if it's 4th and 2 or 1, you might go for it. Anything longer than that would be a punt, and so I would bet that the Rangers would be trying to get something past the sticks here.
3rd and 7, the official down and distance. 7:14 remaining in what's been an eventful first quarter thus far. Knudsen, back to pass. Haug again open, just overshot it. You called it, Brian. They went back to it.
And just like the first time, he had 2 or 3 steps on that corner. That time, first one was underthrown a little bit, that one was overthrown. And again, I wouldn't be surprised. That matchup's gonna be there all night. New Braunfels, you know, they're gonna load the box and try to stop the Smithson Valley running attack. And so we're gonna have one-on-one opportunities the entire night. And at some point, we're gonna have to connect and get a big play.
Trent Amaya averages 39 yards per punt. This is 23rd punt of 2025, standing at his own 40. Nice little pooch kick, taken at the 24, across the 30, the 35, near the 40. Good return yardage as New Braunfels looks to start its next offensive possession in good shape. Kane Bunch with the punt return.
New Braunfels doing what Smithson Valley does on the punt, putting 2 guys back there with a better chance to field it. So often when Smithson Valley punts, it's against a team that only puts 1 punt returner back there, and so we kind of kick it away, the low liner end over end, and it rolls out on the ground. That time they had 2 guys back there, and so they were able to catch it in the air, and so they were able to get a good punt return. So New Braunfels starting at the 40-yard line with pretty good field position for their 3rd drive of the game.
They're at the 40. 3 receivers, twins to our side. Gola, Levi, screen. Here's Caden Mills. Not a whole lot there. Hornsby, ball comes loose, but whistle had already been blown.
I'll tell you what, the tackle was made by Hornsby, and it was a great job of pursuing from inside out, but that was due to the linebacker Stover doing his job. There was a blocker coming out for him, and he ran through the outside shoulder of it and forced the ball carrier back inside, which allowed Hornsby to make that tackle. So what looked like was going to be a pretty sizable gain because they had numbers. Well played by Stover to allow it to Hornsby to get there, and only a gain of 2.
Jack Owens, Aiden Rico, Quentin Tebow, Jackson Hall, and Carter Jackson, the offensive line for the New Braunfels Unicorns. 2nd and 8 following the 2-yard pickup for Caden Mills, his 38th reception of the year. Gola in trouble, tucks. And that Smithson Valley D-line led by Caleb Barrow, Kyle Bierman, Justin Roberts, and SMU commit. Now not only a verbal commit, but an official commit, Hudson Woods, who signed his letter of intent this past week.
Yeah, and that one kind of looked like a miscommunication from the beginning. Their coaches were waving something, trying to get a receiver on the line or something, and it looked like Gola didn't have any confidence there. He dropped back even before his 3rd step hits the ground. His eyes came down and kind of looked to see if he could run. So I think it was a bit of a miscommunication. But this is where New Braunfels does not want to be against this Ranger defensive line in a 3rd and long situation.
Truth Duvall L and Caden Leak also big parts of that D-line. Woods applying the pressure deep. Several Rangers down, it's broken up. Triple coverage, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, we had 3 guys there. We had Camacho, we had Smith, and Hornsby running up from his Tampa 2 spot. And I think Smith is probably going to intercept that, but Camacho goes up thinking he's going to get the pick, and he makes a great play to bat the ball down, and actually might end up being a better thing because if that ball's intercepted right there, probably going to get the ball in the 10 or 15. I would imagine if we get our hands on this punt, we're going to get better field position. So again, another good stop by the Ranger defense.
Philip Smith, already an interception this season. High punt again. Fielded again by Haug. This time room to run. Cross the 30. Has a seat. The 40. Makes a move back toward the center of the field. Brought down just shy of the 50.
They're going to get a blindside block, which I don't really know what else you can do. Hornsby, it was set up perfectly, and he just kind of stands there and leans into it a little bit. It's not one of those decleating hits where you launch, but because the defender wasn't looking, they're going to throw the penalty every time in 2025. And so what was going to be great field position for the Rangers is going to go back 15 yards on a blindside block.
Personal foul, blindside block. Number 17 of the return team, 15-yard penalty, first down.
In today's day in football, you almost just got to turn your back and box them out like it's basketball when the defender's not looking. And so, again, Smithson Valley is backed up what should have been much better field position at around the 45, maybe even the midfield. Is now it's a 15 yards from where it took place, so Rangers at the 22-yard line.
Bit of uncommon territory for Smithson Valley, not scoring on either of its first 2 possessions. So here they are, exactly 5 minutes remaining in the opening quarter at their own 22. Shoquist coming toward us to right around the 25.
Good little game. Smithson Valley's favorite play. The outside zone, the stretch so far, New Braunfels has done a pretty good job. They haven't made a tackle for loss or anything, but limited it to 2 or 3 yards on the carry. Smithson Valley, they're going to stick with that over and over and eventually make one cut and see if they can get a big play out of it. But we'll see if the Ranger offense can get going after a fumble on their first one and then a couple missed throws on the second one. We'll see if they can get going here.
Sjoquist averaging 7.7 yards per carry. He got 2 there. Knutson makes some moves across the 30 and then sent backward just shy of the first down.
And a good job. That was an RPO. He's reading the safety. He felt the heat coming from the backside. So he does a great job of stepping up in there and getting something out of it. What was going to be a sack and bring up about a 3rd and 12 is now a 3rd and 1. Takes a shot at the end, but worth it. Picks up 7 or 8 yards, and now it's a very manageable 3rd down and 3rd and 1.
Landon Jackson, a active safety, senior for these Unicorns, in on that stop. Knutson, Sjoquist has some room. Midfield, 40. It's a foot race. New Braunfels might have the angle.
Ooh,
they do.
Great run by Sjoquist. I guess they said that they had the shoulder pad, but I thought that was going to be a horse collar on top of it. But that's the second time we've seen that little inside zone play. Everything crams down in the middle, and he bounces it to the outside. Yeah, that should have been a horse collar right there at the end of the tackle. But nonetheless, big, huge play by the Rangers, and Sjoquist showing off his vision, his cut ability, and his speed. And Rangers are in business, 1st and goal from the 6.
Get to the New Braunfels, as you mentioned, red zone. Last week for Gunner, 149 yards against Piper on 23 carries. He scored 2 touchdowns, both of them on the ground. Isaiah Reggie in the ball game in motion. Sjoquist again, a chance to finish the job. Near the goal line, stopped at the 1.
Yeah, bringing motion across with Reggie. Kind of gets that secondary moving a little bit, and at least their eyes not exactly where they're supposed to be, so they're late fitting on the run. That's why Smithson Valley, as well as many others in all levels of football, love motion just to try to, even if guys don't go with there or it doesn't create an advantage numbers-wise, it gets the defender's eyes looking where they're not supposed to be.
2nd and goal at the 1. Knutson, Sjoquist, touchdown Rangers.
What an answer by the Rangers. First 2 drives with a turnover and then some missed opportunities. Great job by the defense of hanging in there and forcing those when there could have been some sudden change type of opportunities. Ranger defense does their job, and then the Ranger offense is getting on track, and so Rangers take the lead. With most of the first quarter gone, 2.5 minutes left in the first, we got our first points of the ball game.
Blayton Camacho on the hold. Trent Amaya's extra point is good. 2:28 remaining in quarter number 1. Rangers up on New Braunfels 7-0. 5A, Division 1, Region 4 final.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
Back here at the Alamo Dome, Smithson Valley drawing first blood. Entertaining first quarter, Brian. I mean, it seems like we still got 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and already a lot's happened. We saw a turnover from Smithson Valley, which hardly ever happens. We've seen 3 defensive stops for the Rangers, which often does happen. So on a big play by Gunnar Sjoquist, a little bit of redemption for that fumble, and then getting into the end zone as Trent Amaya kicks us off. That one through the back of the end zone and touchback.
Yeah, a lot has happened. It feels like it's gone fast, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that we could talk about. Predominantly the Ranger defense, right? They're doing a great job on the back end covering when they have explosive. New Braunfels has some explosive receivers, particularly number 0, Caden Mills. Haven't called his name yet other than maybe the first swing pass that they tried, obviously trying to get the ball in his hands. But they have some other weapons as well with Grant Franklin and then also Cameron Pitts. And so great job by the Ranger defense so far. See if they can go out there and do what they've been doing.
So Ranger defense that in the secondary features Hunter Haug and Liam McGee at the corners, Philip Smith, and then at the other safety, Blake Camacho and Noah Johnson getting some split reps. Gola back to pass, out of bounds. Looked like maybe that was a bit of a sluggo route or something, or maybe an out and up.
We rolled the coverage late. It was going to be the exact same play they ran on the first play of the game, where it was going to be about a 5 to 7 yard hook route, thinking it was soft coverage. So it was an RPO. He pulled it ready to throw, but our corner stayed there because we had a cover 2 behind it. So wisely, Gola doesn't make that throw, or it's going to be a pick 6 going the other way. And then I think he just kind of throws it away to not make a bad play worse. So pretty heads up play by him.
Gola again back to pass, trying to bust through the line there for the Rangers of Truth the Ball L, but a good play for the Unicorn offense because it's near first down yardage, if not a first down. Corbin Hollander getting the pitch and then making some good yardage out of it, 3rd and 1.
Yeah, a little bit of a natural rub there. It wasn't anything illegal or anything, but our linebacker, Stover, who was covering him, kind of had to go around and even ran into one of their other receivers, which made him have to about a half a step late and let the receiver outflank him a little bit. So a good pickup, and now another 3rd and short. See if the Ranger defense can make a stop and force another punt.
Hollander, the H-back, that his 16th catch of the season. 3rd and 1, Gola keeps. First down, 40, 45, got a lane, still on his feet. Finally run out of bounds. Noah Johnson there to make sure he does, but not before New Braunfels gets its biggest play offensively of the ball game.
Yeah, similar to what Smithson Valley busted the long run with Shoquist, where everything kind of just gets gummed up in the middle, and then there's nothing to the outside, so pretty good vision and patience by the runner Gola. Gets up in there. His original where the ball was intended to hit wasn't there, but he kept bouncing to the outside and eventually got the edge, and by far the biggest play for New Braunfels offensively, and they're inside the Ranger territory.
For the first time, I believe, even with that fumble, I don't think they crossed midfield, if I'm remembering correctly. Gola sideline complete. Grant Franklin, they've gone to him several times. I believe that is his first catch of the ball game.
Yeah, and a good ball, kind of had to get it over the linebacker Stover, toe tap on the sideline. Good play on first down, picks up about 8 yards, and so, Ranger defense, even though Smithson Valley scored last drive, feel like the Ranger defense has been out there a lot in the first quarter. And obviously, they had a stop on the first drive and then a quick change turnover and then kind of a 3 and out after one first down and then a only 3-play drive because of the long run. Feels like the Ranger defense has been out there a lot, maybe getting a little gassed. 2nd and 2,
Gola. Brock Stewart, his second carry of the ball game, first down yardage. Brock, nearly 1,000 yards rushing, 998. That had taken over 1,000, 15 touchdowns for Brock Stewart, a junior running back.
And I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Brock Stewart. Not this year and last year as a sophomore. He's not a very tall kid. That doesn't mean he's small. He's thick. He's got some muscle to him, but he's not a very tall kid. But he runs very tough, and he's got good vision. And in that time, he made a good cutback at the line of scrimmage to go pick up that first down.
At the 30, Gola shotgun. Delay handoff, and then they do give and nothing doing. Try to maybe see what that Ranger defense was doing on that RPO, and it's Harley Ramirez who gets to carry. A yard is the gain.
It's exactly what it was. You're right, an RPO. Ball's in the belly of the running back, and he's reading the safety. The quarterback's reading the safety, and if the safety comes downhill, he'll pull it and throw it behind his head. If he stays back, he'll hand it off. So that time the safety kind of stayed back, and he left it with him. But a good open field tackle by Hornsby from his Mike linebacker spot, limited it to only a 1-yard gain.
2nd down and 9 in what should be the final play of the first quarter. Again, Ramirez cutting it up inside. A good hit. Philip Smith, I believe that was 15, who came across for the hit. Ball down at the 25.
Yeah, pretty good blocking up front. They get past the first level, but Philip Smith fills very quickly from his safety spot for only about a 3-yard gain, bringing up a 3rd and 5. My guess is New Braunfels is going to let the quarter run out so they can talk about this big 3rd down. And so with the clock going under 10 seconds, that'll be the last play of the quarter.
District foes meeting in the regional final. Smithson Valley got the better of the Unicorns when they met in the regular season. They're up 7-0 after one. We're back after this from the Alamo Dome.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antonio. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
In the heart of Bernie, something magical is coming. On December 6th at 6 p.m., the Vinark Parade will glide through Bernie, glowing with twinkling lights, cozy holiday cheer, and festive wonder. Let the spirit of the season surround you. And for those watching from home, the enchantment will air on GVTC's YouTube channel, and if you're a subscriber, on GVTC Local Lens Channel 16.
Start of the second quarter, New Braunfels 3rd and 5 at the Smithson Valley 25. Opportunity here for the Unicorns in a game they're down 7-0. Around corner, no, they fake! Coming up the middle and across the 10, inside it. Good play call, better execution, and the New Braunfels Unicorns have a 1st and goal inside the 10.
Yeah, fake to Mills, draws the eyes of the Ranger defense and run quarterback counter back the other way, and it was well blocked. We talked about it when Smithson Valley was on offense. Anytime motion, it kind of gets the eyes of the secondary and the linebackers maybe not in the right spot. And that time it was a good play call on 3rd and 5, and New Braunfels is 1st and goal.
At the 9, Gola, he's gonna keep again. Stopped it right around the 7. So a gain of 2.
Good play by defensive tackle Roberts, running it down from the inside. And again, anytime the quarterback run game is called, you have an extra blocker, right? Because if the quarterback turns around, hands it off to the running back, obviously the quarterback can't block for him, but if the quarterback runs, the running back can go block for him. And so you can add numbers to your blocking scheme. And so they're quarterback run heavy right now, so they can add that extra blocker inside the box.
Justin Roberts committed to UTEP verbally, 53 tackles on the year coming in. 2nd and goal, Gola looking, whistles.
Good false start on New Braunfels.
Offense, number 0.
That was on the
5-yard
receiver.
penalty.
That's about the second or third time I felt like the New Braunfels receivers have just gotten a little bit, it's like they're going on the clap instead, and then there's a slight delay before the ball is snapped, and they're kind of going on that clap because it's so loud in here. And so that time they got called for it, and so it'll back them up. So now they're outside the 10-yard line, so it's 2nd and goal from the 12. And they were trying to throw it to him. That's why he was excited and wanted to get going. They were going to try to hit him on a little slant route in there.
Had an old coach who always used to tell me receivers are the absolute worst. They can't hide it when a play's caught for them at the line of scrimmage. At the 12, 2nd and goal, Gola, end zone, incomplete. Hunter Haugen coverage, looking in the direction of Cameron Pitts.
So a pretty good job by the New Braunfels staff. So the false start that they just had, they showed what they were about to do. They were going to run that little skinny post slant route. So they said, okay, they might think we're going back to it. So they did that, and they did a post corner. Howe didn't fall for it, and the throw was a little high and wide, but I think that would have been good coverage and batted down by Howe regardless. But now it's a 3rd and goal from the 12, and we've talked about it all throughout the year. Smithson Valley defensive line. Is Coach Worsty going to bring pressure in addition to it or let his front four work?
Gola, low snap, picks it up, end zone corner. Incomplete, again Hunter Haugen coverage. And again intended for Cameron Pitts.
Yeah, and we brought the house that time, and anytime you do that, you're going to have man-to-man coverage. So Coach Worsty and his defensive staff trusting his corners and his safeties to play man. I think he blitzed about 6 guys. I saw at least 2 linebackers come. So Gola had to get rid of it pretty quick because he did take a hit as soon as he let that ball go. And so eventually good stop by the Rangers, even though they allowed a couple good plays there and get inside the 10. Oh, they blocked it.
Joshua Hinton's kick is blocked. Hornsby has a shot. Justin Roberts picks it up. Look at big man go. Cross the 30, Justin Roberts down at the 32.
I can't see who blocked it. It wasn't our edge guy. It was the second from the edge. Their wingback actually stepped out to block our widest guy and left a gap for number 2. He lays out there, and they always say when the ball's behind the line of scrimmage, don't fall on it, pick it up, because even if they recover it there, then it's where it is. So Roberts gets the dream of his life, right? He picks it up and he's running. And in my head, I'm like, hold on to that ball, hold on to that ball. But after, that's got to be a demoralizing for New Braunfels. Their best drive of the game by far. Get inside the red zone and don't even get any points out of it. Great job by the Ranger defense.
Instead, it's the Ranger offense at the 31. Newton rolls to his left. Brody Wick's first catch across the 40, near the 45. Brody, a young man who's been big in the playoffs for the Rangers. Since the postseason started, he's come on. You look at what he's done in the 3 games to this point, 154 yards on 12 catches, along with a touchdown.
Yeah, a little sprint out, got Ty on the move, and just like what we talked about when New Braunfels had a pretty successful flat route where it was kind of a natural pick. We returned the favor there. Haug was running up, and the guy who was guarding Brody had to go around Haug, which created that separation. So a great play on first down and a good pickup.
Gain of 11 for Brody. Looking deep is Newton. Hunter Haug down the sideline. They got it. 10, 5, inside. Kenneth Harper with the touchdown-saving tackle.
That's the 3rd time there's been a one-on-one matchup with Haug versus the corner number 7, Kenneth Harper. All 3 times Haug has had 2 or 3 steps on him. The first ball was underthrown, second one was overthrown. That one was right on the money. Ty dropped it in the bucket, hits Haug right in stride. Rangers back in business, and a sudden change from the 5-yard line, 1st and goal.
Newton now 3 of 5 in the ball game. 1st and goal. Caleb Piegler's in the ball game. His first touch near the 5. The Unicorn defense ready and waiting. Matt Ford's the defensive end. Anthony Nunez, defensive tackle. Malachi Grant, the other tackle. Finn Haynes, the other end.
Yeah, good to see Piegler in there. Been battling some injuries last couple weeks. Didn't play last week. Obviously not 100% because Sjoquist has carried the load so far, but trying to get him in there and get him some experience and test it out. So a good job, good to see him back in there. Looks like Smithson Valley's going to take a timeout.
Smithson Valley.
Piegler, the leading rusher for the Rangers, coming in 857 yards, on the ground. We're back after this.
Our Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club wants to thank Fuller Construction. The Fullers have a long tradition of being Rangers. They are dedicated to providing high-caliber work for all their clients and our Smithson Valley athletes. Thank you, Fuller Construction. Abundant Life Expressions has been proudly serving San Antonio with top-quality screen printing since 1991. They are a proud sponsor of our Smithson Valley Rangers and support us and keep us all in our latest Ranger fashion. Thank you, ALE. Thank you to GVTC for the continued support year after year. GVTC has been sponsoring our Rangers for over a decade. You have helped us grow and succeed. Thank you, GVTC.
Smithson Valley 2nd and goal at the 7 as we welcome you back to the Alamo Dome in this Region 4 final in 5A Division 1. Newton slant. Too tall for Hunter Haug.
Yeah, had him beat on a slant route. Ty had to kind of do a double take because someone came free and he had to try to throw it over the top of him. They had a blitzing linebacker right in his lap. Ball's just a little bit high there. So after having a 1st and goal at the 5, going backwards a yard or 2 on 2nd down, incompletion, Rangers looking at 3rd and goal themselves from about the 7-yard line.
Smithson Valley opening it up here in the 2nd quarter. Newton only 1 for 3 for 2 yards in that 1st period. Already completed 2 of 4 passes in this quarter. 2 of 3. He's sacked here on 3rd and goal.
Yeah, brought the middle linebacker on a Mike Fire. Didn't pick him up. Comes unblocked. O-line sees it late. They were about to go to the one-on-one. They had a sluggo called down here with Haug and had him beat. but Ty just wasn't able to get the ball off, ends up taking a sack. So a big stop for New Braunfels defense after giving up that big one to Haug. We'll see if the Rangers can still get points out of it, but a good job by the Unicorn defense of not allowing a touchdown. That would have been huge, right? It's 7-0. They're getting some momentum. They get all the way down inside the red zone. Then they go backwards, get a field goal blocked, and then give up in just a matter of 2 or 3 plays. It's all the way down the other end of the field. So the fact that they were able to make a stand, even if Amaya were to make this, it was a big stand for the Unicorn defense.
Rocco DeSanto's 4th sack of the season. Amaya from 32 yards out. This one's blocked, but picked up. And the throw just over the outstretched arms of Luke Peace.
New Braunfels says, okay, monkey see, monkey do, right? Exact same thing that happened to New Braunfels on offense, and a really heads-up play by Camacho. Having his eyes up on a fire call, that would have been a completed pass just over the outstretched arms of Peace. But again, New Braunfels drives down, gets to the 5-yard line, goes backwards, gets a kick block. Smithson Valley, same thing, all the way down to the 5-yard line, goes backwards, gets a kick block. And that's the first time I've seen a blocked field goal against Smithson Valley in a long, long time. So, man, just a huge momentum boost for New Braunfels making that stand, because that could have flipped it early and you're down 14-0 against this defense. But now they've got the momentum.
1st and 10 at the 16. Levi Gola. Play action, deep. Dropped. Philip Smith back there in coverage.
Yeah, actually had really good coverage, but the ball was so much underthrown that we ran ourselves out of the coverage. He takes a shot, Gola takes a shot from Roberts, so he wasn't able to get a whole lot on the throw, but the ball's underthrown so much that he actually, comes back to it and is open. Fortunately for the Rangers, it was dropped, but again, getting quarterback pressure. Haven't had that big sack yet, but we're definitely getting hits on the quarterback, and those hits will take its toll and add up as the game goes on.
At the 16, the Unicorns go 4 wide. Gola's looking toward us. That one batted, and that may have been a reason why Caden Mills was unable to haul it in.
Yeah, ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage by Woods. Or no, that was I'm trying to see a number there. Who was that? That was Barrow.
It was Caleb Barrow.
Yeah, Barrow gets his hands on it, and so it catches Mills by surprise. And again, fortunate for the Ranger, looked like he had a little bit of a seam on that tunnel screen. But regardless, 3rd and long for last time. Coach Worsty brought the house on 3rd down. We'll see what he does here.
3rd batted ball of the season for Barrow. 3rd and 10 from the 16. Gola shotgun trips to the right. Rolling that way. Hudson Woods in pursuit. So it's Stover. Complete. 1st down, New Braunfels. Right at the marker.
Yeah, they kind of ran a scissors curl concept there. Sprint out, ran a guy down the rail, and then he was looking like he was going to go on the post, just kind of set in that zone window. So a good throw by Gola and a good call and a big 1st down to get out of your own territory. Last thing you wanted to do after having all that momentum of getting a stop and blocking a field goal is to have a quick 3 and out. So a big pickup on 3rd and 10 there, big conversion.
Grant Franklin, one of 3 New Braunfels receivers who has more than 560 yards receiving on the year. 565 coming in. Handoff, couple, before Jacob Stover makes a stop.
Impressive by the safeties. We have 3 safeties that kind of roll in there. You got Smith, you got Camacho, and you've got Johnson. That time it was Camacho. Again, anytime a safety is making a tackle for like 2 yards or 1 yard, he's locked in on his keys and he's triggering fast. So great job by Camacho there, making a tackle from a safety spot for a short gain.
Harley Ramirez with several carries for the Unicorns in the early going here. Low snap on 2nd and 8, picked up into coverage. There's the first catch of the ball game for Caden Mills.
Ball's out.
Outside of a screen pass and a late flag.
Late flag thrown about 30 yards by the way back judge. I'm thinking that's going to be a face mask on the defense. That's the only thing I can think of for him throwing
Personal
it.
foul, face mask.
Yep.
Number 18 of the defense. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. 1st down.
Yeah, they ran a little crossing route there. It was a well-thrown ball, and I guess when DeToto kind of is falling down and bringing him with him, had his hand up underneath the face mask, and so going from 3rd and 10 at their own 15-yard line, now they're inside Ranger territory with about 5.5 minutes left before halftime. It's a big drive.
Mills 741 yards receiving coming in. Up the middle again, and Hornsby along with Truth Duval L there for the stop.
Yeah, nothing doing along that right-hand side. They try to run GH counter, and our defensive end does a great job of getting under the first puller and just mushing everything up. Can't hit where it's designed to hit, and so he's got to try to bounce it. By that time, the rest of the Rangers are rallying for a no gain on first down, 2nd and 10.
Again, Harley Ramirez, the carry for New Braunfels. What's interesting is on the depth chart, Brock Stewart, as we've mentioned, is the starter. Caleb Moore's the backup, but it's Harley Stewart who has gotten the majority of carries over their last 2, maybe 3 possessions. 2nd and 10, they have 4 wide. Looking to his left is Gola. Can't get out of trouble. Goes down in that Ranger defense that is combined for 20+ sacks. Gets another one. Justin Roberts here.
Yeah, Roberts from his interior spot, off the double team, just keeps fighting through it, and that's a coverage sack right there. It was great coverage on the backside. We rolled late. We had safeties over the top. Gola, there was nowhere for him to go, so he had to hang on to it for a little longer than what he wanted to. And by that time, it was able for the pass rush to get home. Great play by Roberts, but great coverage on the back end.
8th sack of the year for Justin Roberts. More importantly, 3rd and 16. Unicorns at the Ranger 44. They want to talk.
Timeout. New Braunfels, their first of the half.
We'll take the break with them. 4:18 remaining. New Braunfels looking to tie or at least get some points on the board, but they got a 3rd and 16 when we come back.
From fall to winter to spring, every season starts with a roof inspection. As proud gold sponsors of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, we know this community on and off your roof. On your roof, our game plan starts with identifying storm-related damages.
They inspect up there to catch anything we miss down here.
From minor repairs to full roof replacements, we have the people and material to fix any roof and protect your family. Links Roofing, peace of mind in any season.
We would like to thank Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge for sponsoring our Rangers. They are a huge part of our community and have Ranger athletes of their very own. Thanks, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge.
Off the heels of a sack by Justin Roberts from a unit that going into last week's Piper game had accounted for 28 sacks, the Smithson Valley front 4. It's 3rd and 16 for the Unicorns. Levi Gola, again under pressure, steps up, little flip pass, Noah Johnson knocks it down.
Yeah, great job. We eventually pass rush gets there. Again, great coverage on the back end. Gola can't go where he wants to go, so he's getting to a 2nd, 3rd read. He get pressure from Roberts up the middle, forces him to scramble, and then Caden Leak comes in and hits Gola right when he's throwing it, tries to flip it forward. Johnson from the safety spot is right there in position to knock it down. And so, again, after a good, promising drive by New Braunfels, and then have the big sack by that Ranger defense sets it back. Going to force a punt, and we'll see if Howe or Johnson can get their hands on it. If I was New Braunfels, I would call punt left. I would keep it away from Howe. They keep punting it to him, and he's making them pay, but here they go again.
Blaine Nampkin, the punter, out of bounds to the right. And if the name Nampkin sounds familiar for you football fans, his brother Clay Nampkin was the starting quarterback last year for these Unicorns, but the Rangers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line, it appears.
Yeah, and if you're Smithson Valley, you're up 7-0. You haven't played particularly well on offense. Been a little bit, had the turnover, obviously, and then had a couple opportunities that we weren't connecting on. And then you get in the red zone and go backwards and get a field goal block. So with 4 minutes left, knowing you get the ball coming out first in the second half, I think their mindset is let's go put points on the board. Let's take some of this clock up, and even if we go in 7-0, that's okay.
Reverse coming left across the 10 near the 15, and a good gain before he's finally taken out of bounds.
That's the freshman.
First carry of the ball game for Shaden Davis.
That's the freshman.
Just a freshman. Called up late in the season, Brian, and boy, do they like what he's given them. Played some safety but you see they give him the ball as well here.
Yeah, at the freshman level, you know, you play both sides of the ball. I guarantee you that might be his first carry at the varsity level. That wasn't his first time touching the ball this year.
No.
I guarantee you that. But he is a special player. Anytime you're a freshman and you're on the varsity at a place like Smithson Valley, that says something about you right there. But again, the Unicorns weren't really expecting him. Usually that goes to Howe. All of a sudden you see who's this 32 guy out here, and they flip the reverse to him. Shows a lot of confidence in him. 4th round of the playoffs, giving it to a freshman.
Following the 9-yard gain, it's 2nd and 1. Sjoquist takes care of that. New set of downs, and they'll spot it at the 40.
We talked about it earlier in the game. The outside zone, the stretch is what Smithson Valley loves to run. First couple times we run it, only 1 yard, 3 yards, 2 yards, 4 yards. At some point, they're going to stick with it. And at some point, you're going to get creased. And that one cut of Sjoquist, he gets free. And just in a quick 2 plays, Rangers go from having the ball at the 20-yard line all the way almost to midfield, the ball at the 40.
That's Sjoquist's first carry of the 2nd quarter. He had 100 yards in the 1st quarter alone.
That's pretty good.
Under 3:25 and ticking goes the clock. Sjoquist again near midfield and near another first down.
Same thing, outside zone, stretch play. That time it hit all the way back behind the backside tackle. So New Braunfels gets hurt on the stretch the first play because the edge gets set. That time they run down the line saying we're not going to let the edge get set. Well, now we do the big cut all the way back behind the backside tackle. That's the beauty of stretch is, you know, you can hit it front side, you can make an A-gap cut, backside A. That time it hit all the way backside C-gap.
At the 47, 2nd and 3, Knutson will keep that Unicorn defense ready for it.
Yeah, it brought somebody off the edge. They brought 2 off the edge and a little bit slow developing. It was well blocked up front. If he was able to get to his crease, then it was going to be a first down easily. But they brought pressure off the edge and tackle him for a loss, just what New Braunfels needed. So 3rd and 5 here for Smithson Valley. And you got to think that if they don't get this, it's going to be a punt, giving New Braunfels one more chance before half. So Smithson Valley would love nothing more to pick up this first down.
Anthony Nunez, the senior defensive tackle, in on that stop. At the 45, 3rd and 5, Knutson quick, Luke Peace. He might have gotten there, it'll depend on the spot.
They're gonna get about a half yard short. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Coach Hill will think about it, but it's an interesting call. 4th down,
2-minute
half
timeout,
a yard.
2-minute
We'll
timeout.
When we come back, decision time for the Rangers. 4th and inches, if not 4th and 1. We're back at the Alamodome right after this.
The Smithson Valley athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their continued support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Lynx Roofing is on their 2nd year supporting our Rangers. They are full throttle in all they do. We are so thankful for their support and being a strong force in our community. If you need a new roof, make sure you call Lynx Roofing. Let's Get Pickled and Shop is our neighborhood spirit wear and more place to be. They are a Ranger family, strong supporters, and create any magic you need. Thanks for all you do for our Rangers and keeping us looking Rangerific.
4th and 1 at their 49. Smithson Valley's going with exactly 2 minutes to go in the first half, and now a timeout taken by New Braunfels.
They're 2nd of the half.
Yeah, New Braunfels, they're going to call a timeout. They wanted to see what Smithson Valley came out in, and then they were going to talk about it. So
we'll take it with them. We'll be right back. Anticipation builds for 4th and 1 right before the half.
In the heart of Bernie, something magical is coming. On December 6th at 6 p.m., the Vinoc Parade will glide through Bernie, glowing with twinkling lights, cozy holiday cheer, and festive wonder. Let the spirit of the season surround you. And for those watching from home, the enchantment will air on GVTC's YouTube channel, and if you're a subscriber, on GVTC Local Lens Channel 16.
So let's do it again. This time, let's actually do it, though. 4th and 1. The Rangers have it at the 49. 2 minutes to go in the first half. A game they lead 7-0. New Braunfels called a timeout after seeing that, yes, Smithson Valley was going to go. And so following that second consecutive TO, here we go.
We'll see if they actually snap it or if they're just trying to get them to jump off sides. They do snap it.
Shoquist, first down into New Braunfels territory.
I thought maybe we were going to come out and bring a motion and then try to do a hard count, see if we can get the free first down, and if we don't, take a timeout and then punt it. But Coach Hill said, no, let's go ahead and do this. He's trying to get one more before half, or at the very least not allow them to get the ball back, knowing that we get the ball coming out in the second half. So now Rangers have points on their mind.
Not that time is necessarily an issue now in New Braunfels territory with still 1:40 and counting, but the Rangers have 2 timeouts remaining. Newton has to throw it away. He beat his guy by 3 or 4 steps again, but we had pressure up the middle. Ty wasn't able to set his feet and make that throw, but if he does, that's a touchdown. Haug is consistently beating these corners by 2 or 3 steps with his speed. Only been able to connect on one of them. We're about 1 for 4, but that's going to be there all night, and Coach Hill's going to keep going back to the well because, you know, even a 1 out of 4, those big chunk plays could result in a touchdown. So that ain't the last time we're going to see a one-on-one deep ball to Haug. Haug is on our side, trips to the left side, Luke Peace in the slot.
Got him one-on-one again. There he is.
Knutson going for Haug.
Yeah, they held him there.
Had the step, there's the flag.
And their coach right now, New Braunfels coach is telling that corner number 18, Kingston Brown, hey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Solo coverage, we put 3 receivers to the field to force the coverage over there, to force a one-on-one down here with Haug. And again, he was about to have him beat.
Defense,
he just reached out and grabbed him. And their coach is saying, hey,
spot.
I'd rather give up 15 than 7 points. And so they're actually okay with that. Even though it's a first down for him, it's better than 7 points. But again, going back to the
correction,
well.
spot foul, automatic first down.
If you are going to single Haug, that is a mismatch, and they are going to try to exploit it as long as they're doing it for the rest of the night.
Ball's now at the New Braunfels 39, 1st and 10. Shoquist, Haug, back to Johnson, deep. Overthrown, Isaiah Reggie, the intended receiver.
I think if he just keeps running, he might have a chance. And I think Reggie, when the coaches watch this film tomorrow, they're going to say, hey, take your time a little bit. It's a slow developing play. We handed it off, handoff in the reverse, then pitched it back to Ty. He needs to sell that for just a little longer so it's not such a far throw, because he was open by about 20 yards early. But by the time we were ready to throw it, the defense had recognized it and we had somebody there. But Coach Hill going deep in the bag there for that one, trying the old razzle-dazzle throwback.
Isaiah Reggie, just a sophomore, 19 catches, 182 yards. Knutson, Haug, incomplete.
Yeah,
and there's another penalty marker.
I mean, we're over here on the New Braunfels side, and they are booing with their hands up in the air. But at the top of that break, I mean, the corner just reached out and almost tackled Haug. And Haug's getting
There's no foul for pass interference. The ball was uncatchable.
They're going to say uncatchable ball. Okay. So they're not saying it wasn't PI. They're just saying it was uncatchable. But he did grab him at the top of the route there.
What's the old joke about uncatchable? How do you know?
How do you know? If I didn't get held, then maybe I would have caught it.
So 3rd and 10 from New Braunfels 39. They're standing here on the New Braunfels side, trying to will their defense to get a stop. Smithson Valley up 7-0. Region 4, 5A D1 final. Winner goes to the state semifinals.
Got one-on-one with Haug again.
Knutson throws it away. Gunnar Shoquist, the nearest receiver.
I think if the Rangers do pick up, if they would have picked up 5, 6, 7 yards right in there, they would think about going for it. 4th and 10, low percentage there. They're going to try to punt him deep, see if they can pin him inside the 15, 10-yard line, something like that, and see if New Braunfels has to go 90 yards in 1 minute to get any points before half.
Trent Amaya standing at exactly midfield, just to his right of the UTSA Roadrunner logo. That one goes into the end zone, and so the Unicorns will have 101 to try to get something going in a game they trail by 7. You know, their offense, Brian, has been in some good spots But again, broken record here. Credit to Smithson Valley defense in that not only have they not allowed a lot of touchdown given the field position, no points period.
Yeah, and New Braunfels, like you said, has had some success. They've driven the ball. They've gotten inside Ranger territory a couple times. Smithson Valley's been coming up with those big plays, the big sack that kind of knocks them out. Obviously, the blocked field goal. Smithson Valley offensively has had flashes, big, long, explosive runs, but we're having trouble. Braunfels is bringing some heat. Oh, they're in a little bit of a wacky set here. The tight end, they're going to see if they sneak a tight end out.
Gola, screen. Mills, 20. 25 makes a move near the first down.
And that is an interior defensive lineman, Truth Duvall, running all the way to the numbers to run down Caden Mills. What's great hustle from number 97 right there, and lays a big hit on Mills. Still a pretty decent game, but incredible effort and athleticism there from Truth.
Truth Duvall, 26 tackles coming into this ball game. Hurrying to the line of the Unicorns, just over 30 seconds. Gola's in trouble. Ducks, gets out of it. And out of bounds with a first down.
And again, good coverage down the field. Ran a little twist with Roberts and Truth. Truth almost gets there if he keeps working, then that doesn't allow Gola to escape the pocket, but really good coverage on the back end. Good heads-up play by Gola to not only get the first down, but get out of bounds as well. New Braunfels with only one timeout left and half with only 26 seconds. It was important to get out of bounds there, so good heads-up play by the quarterback.
Ball's at the 32. This is Smithson Valley defense that when Piper scored midway through the third quarter last week was going on 10 straight shutout quarters in the playoffs, mind you.
That's a penalty. Mills is not set.
No penalty called, though, and the deep pass nearly caught, but not quite, by Grant Franklin.
And that...
I'm looking for laundry, Brian. I don't see it.
Yeah, again, ball was underthrown a little bit, so we have great coverage, but it's almost like purposely underthrown back shoulder. But again, Mills comes over, and it wasn't even a motion. He was running out to get set, and right as he was about to get set, they snapped the ball, and so he was either coming forward, but so Unicorns get away with one there. Should have been an illegal shift, but then the Rangers on the other side get away with one with the drop ball on the underthrow. So again, 18 seconds left before half.
Noah Johnson back in coverage on that previous play. 2nd and 10. And the Unicorns will take their final timeout of the first half. We're going to take it with them. When we come back, what we think are going to be the final 17 seconds of the first two quarters. Smithson Valley 7, New Braunfels 0 at the Alamodome.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
19 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. New Braunfels has it at the Smithson Valley 32, with 2nd and 10 in a game they trail by a touchdown. Levi Gola, screen coming this way. It's complete, the 35 to 40, across the 40, and near a first down is Cameron Pitts.
Yeah, just does get the first down, so the clock is going to stop momentarily until the change reset, but it's already rolling again. And they spike it with 8 seconds left.
You know, Brian, something you notice, and I noticed this too when these two met in the regular season, Levi Gola is not the biggest guy. Makes things happen, though.
He does. He's a heady quarterback. You know, he makes good decisions. There's been a couple plays in the first half that just to the casual onlooker doesn't really mean a whole lot. Oh, he threw it away, or he, you know. But there's a couple times where Smithson Valley rolled some coverage to where if he threw what his original read he thought it was going to be an interception, but he sees it. He's made good decisions throwing the ball away, stepping up, running when he has to. And for not being a very tall guy, he stood tall in the pocket and delivered some good balls.
2nd and 10, 8 seconds to go, whistles.
Again, receiver
Delay a
wasn't set.
game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So 5 yards back go the Unicorns.
Interesting here. Obviously, you're on your own 37-yard line. No timeouts, 8 seconds. You don't have the arm strength to throw it 80 yards into the end zone. So you try to get maybe an out route and get a little closer, or a Hail Mary is not going to get there. So maybe like one of those lateral type plays, trick plays, but.
See what they go with. Gola. 4 streaks being run down the field, but Gola won't have a chance to get rid of it. Hudson Woods. Sack unlucky number 13 if you're New Braunfels. And that's the way the first half comes to an end. It's been a good one. It's a close one. Smithson Valley 7, New Braunfels 0 with a trip to the state semifinals on the line. Halftime's next, and then we'll be back. Second half action from right here at the Alamo Dome.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions. We would like to thank Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge for sponsoring our Rangers. They are a huge part of our community. Thanks, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge.
From fall to winter to spring, every season starts with a roof inspection. As proud gold sponsors of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, we know this community on and off your roof. On your roof, our game plan starts with identifying storm-related damages.
They inspect up there to catch anything we miss down here.
From minor repairs to full roof replacements, we have the people and material to fix any roof and protect your family. Lynx Roofing, peace of mind in any season.
So crazy to think that I wore that my final game, my senior year.
I was in the science club, and I was a member of the first golf team at Canyon High School.
I'm proud to be alumni of Comal ISD because of the community and support that they give us. Teachers and coaches that poured into me gave me the confidence to come back and have those leadership skills to pour into these kids the way I was.
Being a graduate of Comal ISD has impacted my life just because of the connections I've made, and it makes me want to carry myself in a way that represents the district as a whole. I currently play football here at Trinity. An accounting major. I'm a junior here.
The reason I decided to run for the board was I loved my experience in Comal. And when I realized that there was an opportunity to not only shape my own children's lives, but that of 30,000 children and 3,500 staff members to just grow greatness, to go out into the world to be better citizens for tomorrow. So it is a true passion of mine that Comal ISD continues to go that path.
It's really neat knowing that a lot of these girls grew up coming to watch, and even last year I had a girl that graduated and she had showed me pictures and film of her sitting in the stands when I played, and I thought that was super cool, and she's expressed to me how neat it is for her to play for me.
It set a foundation that has led me to create a very successful family insurance business and serve over 28 years in public office, both locally and at the state level.
Knowing that I'm part of a bigger family of an amazing group of individuals, and just going to school in San Antonio, I often run into more alumni of Comal ISD, and just getting the chance to talk to them and seeing their experiences and seeing where they are now is amazing.
Oh my goodness, it's tradition, it's pride. I think it's something that there's no better compliment than being raised here and then coming back to have your kids have a similar experience as my own. And while my heart is all Navy, you better believe you'll find me with my purple community cheering on those Warriors in the Friday night lights at the Coliseum.
Cougar spirit still lives in me, and when I went to Canyon High School, we were the only high school in the district. And now look at it. It's one of the largest, most prolific districts in the Central Texas area, both athletically and scholastically. And so I'm very proud of that.
In the heart of Bernie, something magical is coming. On December 6th at 6 p.m., the Vinok Parade will glide through Bernie, glowing with twinkling lights, cozy holiday cheer, and festive wonder. Let the spirit of the season surround you. And for those watching from home, the enchantment will air on GVTC's YouTube channel, and if you're a subscriber, on GVTC Local Lens Channel 16.
I didn't put a filter on. Look at this. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, it's because Link's roofing is in the shop. Anything next to the toughest roofing you can get looks not so tough. Anything?
Link's roof, the second toughest thing in the Smithson Valley area.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, Abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, ay, mijo.
Your choice, Abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
You know, everyone's lifestyle inside is all connected through Wi-Fi. Your IoT devices, your TV, the streamers, the gamers. And we in Texas, we love being out in the backyard. We love extending, I think, what we do inside to the outside. Whether it's grilling, whether it's swimming, hanging out at night, listening to music, the outdoor Wi-Fi product really extends that Wi-Fi in your lifestyle to the outdoors. We think about connecting products like your security cameras that you can get through GVTC. Talk about your smart lights, your smart speakers. It's the she shed outside, right? For all the women who love to do projects outside, just the same as a workshop. Wherever you want to connect your Wi-Fi, it really is taking the best of the indoor premium Wi-Fi and extending it outdoors into whatever lifestyle that you have.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Links Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
From Blanco to Bulverde, Bernie to New Braunfels, GVTC Local Lens is your connection to Hill Country happenings. 24 hours a day, tune into GVTC Channel 16 for local high school sports, community events, and original programming brought to you with the power of GVTC. Tune in now for a unique view of your community through the GVTC Local Lens. Our Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club wants to thank Fuller Construction. The Fullers have a long tradition of being Rangers. They are dedicated to providing high-caliber work for all their clients and our Smithson Valley athletes. Thank you, Fuller Construction. Abundant Life Expressions has been proudly serving San Antonio with top-quality screen printing since 1991. They are a proud sponsor of our Smithson Valley Rangers and support us and keep us all in our latest Ranger fashion. Thank you, ALE. Thank you to GVTC for the continued support year after year. GVTC has been sponsoring our Rangers for over a decade. You have helped us grow and succeed. Thank you, GVTC.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, Abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, ay, mijo.
Your choice, Abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
The Smithson Valley athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their continued support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Lynx Roofing is on their second year supporting our Rangers. They are full throttle in all they do. We are so thankful for their support and being a strong force in our community. If you need a new roof, make sure you call Lynx Roofing. Let's Get Pickled and Shop is our neighborhood spirit wear and more place to be. They are a Ranger family, strong supporters, and create any magic you need. Thanks for all you do for our Rangers and keeping us looking Ranger-esque.
Gavin, appreciate you joining us again. I'm Chris Cooley. We're here from the GVTC Foundation, and we want to talk to you about the scholarship you applied for with us, the CTE, the Career and Technical Education Scholarship. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, sir.
Where did you find out about this scholarship from? How did you hear about it?
Actually, one of my friends texted it to me just because they knew I participated in the CTEs.
Well, let me tell you, that is a very good friend, because we're here to tell you you have won the 2025 GVTC Foundation $7,500 CTE scholarship. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. How are y'all doing today?
Good.
I think.
Well, sorry to call you down to the office. This is Chris Cooley, and we're here with the GVTC Foundation. We wanted to talk to you about the Ola Armstrong Scholarship that you applied for. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you've applied for quite a few, right? There's a lot of scholarships out there, but we're here to tell you that you are the recipient of the 2025 $15,000 Ola Armstrong Scholarship from the GVTC Foundation. Congratulations to you.
I couldn't be more proud. Thank you so much.
Well, hello, Riley. This is Chris Cooley here from the GVTC Foundation. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Well, sorry to catch you on the road.
No, you're good.
We looks like you're in trouble here. There's a lot of people here, but we've got some questions about your application. This is regarding our GVTC Foundation Richie T. Sorrells Scholarship.
Yes, sir.
Does that ring a bell?
Yes, sir, it does.
I'm sure you filled out a lot of applications. We see you're on the road. I know you're coming back from a school trip, so we'll jump right to it and tell you congratulations. You are the recipient of the 2025 GVTC Foundation $25,000 Richie T. Sorrell Scholarship. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I was not expecting this.
Well, I plan on going into graphic design at Texas State University, and hopefully afterwards being able to use that in my own career experience and hopefully start a business or work through a business, learning on that.
Well, I just want to start by saying thank you to the GVTC Foundation again for giving me this opportunity. It will go a long way in helping pay for college by covering just a chunk of my first semester or more. I'm planning to do something with math, not quite sure yet, but perhaps actuarial science, and this will definitely help further my education in that. So thank you very much again.
So this is going to go towards my education at Texas A&M University. I plan to major in animal science and pursue a career in veterinary medicine, whether that be through working in a vet clinic or product development and research. It's been a passion of mine for many, many years, and I plan to pursue that further in the future. I want to say thank y'all so much for all that y'all do to support youth development in our community. It means so much to me and countless other youth, and it really encourages youth in our community, whether that by acknowledging their leadership, community service, and hard work. So I just want to say thank you for everything that y'all do to support youth in our community. It means so much to me and countless others.
Congratulations to all of you, to the students and to your parents as well. It's a big day for y'all, but it's also a really big day for all of us. As Richie mentioned, this is who we are. So I think for us, you know, what we do in the community and investing in the students, to have a day like this, to be able to come and see the faces, to see not only the people that get to award these, they get to see the real surprises when you guys get it, which is great. I think they video that so we can see it too. But it's just a great day for all of us. And so glad y'all are here to all celebrate this together.
We would like to thank Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge for sponsoring our Rangers. They are a huge part of our community and have Ranger athletes of their very own. Thanks, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge. The Smithson Valley athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their continued support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Lynx Roofing is on their second year supporting our Rangers. They are full throttle in all they do. We are so thankful for their support and being a strong force in our community. If you need a new roof, make sure you call Lynx Roofing. Let's Get Pickled and Shop is our neighborhood spirit wear and more place to be. They are a Ranger family, strong supporters, and create any magic you need. Thanks for all you do for our Rangers and keeping us looking Ranger-esque.
From fall to winter to spring, every season starts with a roof inspection. As proud gold sponsors of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, we know this community on and off your roof. On your roof, our game plan starts with identifying storm-related damages.
They inspect up there to catch anything we miss down here.
From minor repairs to full roof replacements, we have the people and material to fix any roof and protect your family. Lynx Roofing, peace of mind in any season.
In the heart of Bernie, something magical is coming. On December 6th at 6 p.m., the Vinoc Parade will glide through Bernie, glowing with twinkling lights, cozy holiday cheer, and festive wonder. Let the spirit of the season surround you. And for those watching from home, the enchantment will air on GVTC's YouTube channel, and if you're a subscriber, on GVTC Local Lens Channel 16.
I didn't put a filter on. Look at this. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, it's because Link's roofing is in the shop. Anything next to the toughest roofing you can get looks not so tough. Anything?
Link's roof, the second toughest thing in the Smithson Valley area.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, Abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, ay, mijo.
Your choice, Abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
You know, everyone's lifestyle inside is all connected through Wi-Fi. Your IoT devices, your TV, the streamers, the gamers. And we in Texas, we love being out in the backyard. We love extending, I think, what we do inside to the outside. Whether it's grilling, whether it's swimming, hanging out at night, listening to music, the outdoor Wi-Fi product really extends that Wi-Fi in your lifestyle to the outdoors. We think about connecting products like your security cameras that you can get through GVTC. Talk about your smart lights, your smart speakers. It's the she shed outside, right? For all the women who love to do projects outside, just the same as a workshop. Wherever you want to connect your Wi-Fi, it really is taking the best of the indoor premium Wi-Fi and extending it outdoors into whatever lifestyle that you have.
In the heart of Bernie, something magical is coming. On December 6th at 6 p.m., the Vinoc Parade will glide through Bernie, glowing with twinkling lights, cozy holiday cheer, and festive wonder. Let the spirit of the season surround you. And for those watching from home, the enchantment will air on GVTC's YouTube channel, and if you're a subscriber, on GVTC Local Lens Channel 16.
I didn't put a filter on. Look at this. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, it's because Link's roofing is in the shop. Anything next to the toughest roofing you can get looks not so tough. Anything?
Link's roof, the second toughest thing in the Smithson Valley area.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Link's Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop,
ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
From Blanco to Bulverde, Bernie to New Braunfels, GVTC Local Lens is your connection to Hill Country happenings. 24 hours a day, tune into GVTC Channel 16 for local high school sports, community events, and original programming, brought to you with the power of GVTC. Tune in now for a unique view of your community through the GVTC Local Lens.
Second half about to get underway in this 5A Division I Region 4 final between Smithson Valley and New Braunfels, the defending 5A D1 state champs, a 7-0 lead. And what was an interesting first half, Brian Hill, want to get your thoughts on what we saw in these first 24 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird first half in the sense that only 7 total points was scored, but there was a lot of big explosive plays, right? So like on both sides, Shoquist had 100 yards rushing in the first half and had another big long run, 30-40 yard run in the second half. But both defenses are doing a good job of stiffening up whenever the opponent gets inside their territory. And then we've had 2 possessions, one by New Braunfels, one by Smithson Valley, where the ball was actually inside the 10-yard line where no points came out of it, with 2 blocked field goals, 1 on each side. So a very interesting first half in that, you know, when you think it's a 7-0 ball game or only one team put points on the board, it's a super defensive struggle. Both offenses are really struggling. Well, both offenses put up decent yardage in the first half. Both sides just had trouble capping it off and getting points. And so Smithson Valley did get that 1 touchdown. They won the opening toss, deferred, so they will get the opening kickoff here. So Smithson Valley will get the ball up 1 possession, 7-0.
We'll see what the Rangers cook up here to start quarter number 3. In a game that's already featured a blocked field goal on both ends, kind of piggybacking on Brian's point about just how unique, strange, whatever word you want to use, this ball game has been. Ball goes over Hunter Haug's head, and so touchback, and the Rangers will start at their own 25 for the first time here in the second half.
Yeah, and I think the story of the first half for Smithson Valley's offense, it was just a little bit of inconsistency. You had flashes, like we said, Shoquist over 100 yards in that first half, running the football really well, and you could tell Smithson Valley wants to take some shots. You know, they have one-on-one coverage, particularly with Haug. That's a mismatch. So far, they've taken about 4 or 5 deep shots with them, only connected on 1 of them, but they've been there. Had a trick play that was wide open as well, weren't able to connect. So just being able to connect on some of those could be the difference.
Ty Knutson, the Rangers quarterback, hands off to Gunnar Shoquist, a couple of yards on first down. Gunnar around 150 yards in that first half. Picks up, they'll call it 1 on 1st and 10.
And kind of slower developing counter play, ran it down from the backside. Good pursuit by the defensive end. I believe that was number 10, Anthony Nunez for New Braunfels. So only a 1-yard gain on first down. See what Smithson Valley. I think it's an important drive and a kind of a temperature check for both teams here. It was a wild and crazy first half. A lot of things happened. And this first drive, you always kind of how are we going to come out of the locker room both sides. So interesting drive to start the half here.
Shoquist, a young man who for the season is over 850 yards. Here he is on the pitch across the 30, cuts it back inside. Gunner still on his feet across midfield to the 44 of New Braunfels.
Yeah, a little quick pitch there. O-line blocks one way. We quick toss it. Don't even block the defensive end. Fullback gets out in front. Good job by Sawyer, lead blocking. Good job. You have to outrun that defensive end. And Shoquist did it and gets down the sideline, makes a good cutback, picks up. There's, again, another explosive play there inside New Braunfels territory. See if Smithson Valley can get some points on the board. You know that they'd love to make this a 2-possession ball game as well as their defense is playing.
Already topped what he did against Piper yardage-wise last week, and that's no easy feat. He ran for 149 in the win against the Warriors on the day after Thanksgiving. Sjoquist, Brody Wick, 40. Brody's got the sideline, knocked out of bounds at right around the 35.
And a great job by not only the fullback, Braxton Sawyer, of kicking out that initial blocker, but the sophomore piece gets out in front and gets a pancake block without holding right there, allows Brody to get the sideline and picks up a great gain on second. Now this is the opportunity. Is Coach Hill going to take a shot, or is he going to say, hey, we're running the football, let's go ahead and keep it going? 2nd and 1 in plus territory. It's a great time to take a shot if you want it.
Landon Jackson to stop on that previous play. 2nd and 1 at the 36 of the Unicorns. Braxton Sawyer in motion. Gunnar Sjoquist to get. 1st down inside the 35.
Yeah, great fit by the safety, Kane Bunch there, number 4. He's kind of New Braunfels' joker safety, plays the safety position, but he plays really close to the line of scrimmage, almost like another linebacker. And like what we talked about with Camacho in the first half, anytime a safety can make a tackle, that time for only 1 yard, you know his eyes are in the right spot, he's triggering well. 1st down for Smithson Valley, but a good tackle by Bunch.
Sjoquist on the carry. I mentioned a little while ago how he's already bested yardage-wise the 149 he got last week, but he scored 2 touchdowns against the Warriors on 23 carries. Knutson, Wick again, 30. Good catch toward the 25.
Yeah, good strong hands there. Ball was caught, stuck right in his hands. Corner comes over the backside, tries to knock it out, but he does a great job of getting it tucked quick. And again, another 9-yard gain on 1st down. 2nd and 1, the entire playbook is open. I'm just wondering when we're going to go back to one-on-one with Howe. They're daring us to do it. They're saying we're going to load the box to stop the run. We're going to press cover one-on-one out there. Smithson Valley's going to have to hit one of those, and they get a free play right here, and they're going to take the shot with him.
Just overthrown for Haug, another flag.
Should be a PI on the back, and if that guy in the very back is throwing it, it's a defensive or offensive pass interference. So we're going to have an offsides on New Braunfels and a pass interference. The offsides will be declined, but the pass interference will be accepted and will be an automatic 1st down for the Rangers.
Kingston Brown in coverage. Officials talk it over.
And that's twofold right there. Not only do you do a hard
Offside,
count.
defense number 95. That penalty's declined. Pass interference, defense number 18. 15-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down.
So not only are you hoping to get them to jump off sides and get a free play, but even if you don't, it slows down that defensive line and that blitz. Late in the 1st half, New Braunfels was getting some pressure on Ty because they were getting off on the ball quick and they were bringing those linebackers and timing up blitzes. So Coach Hill in that 1st drive wanted to get a hard count out just to, even if nothing else, show them that we can do it and slow them down a little bit.
At the 14 after the penalty, Braxton Sawyer in motion. Gunnar Sjoquist going right. Stopped, tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 2.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a play by the defensive end, number 19, Brody Klotz. We motioned the fullback out. He was getting blocked by, I believe that was Verrett. He was getting blocked by Verrett, still falls off and is able to do a shoestring tackle on Sjoquist, which, as we know, Sjoquist has run through many arm tackles tonight. Tough thing to do to stop him for a 1-yard loss.
Both number 19s on each of these squads named Brody. 2nd and 12, ball at the 16.
One-on-one with Haug up top. There it is.
Knutson looks that way. Hunter couldn't quite hold on.
Just off the fingertips, actually had it, and then when he went to the ground, ball pops out. Ty takes a shot right when he throws it. Just a hair late, and if I think he puts just a little more air on him again. Haug's got one-on-one, and he's beating them consistently. We just haven't been able to connect on those. And New Braunfels they're gonna live by it, and they're gonna die by it. We are gonna let that happen, and if y'all hit it consistently, we might make a change, but y'all haven't yet. So we're gonna keep our safeties in the box. We're gonna commit numbers to the run, and we're gonna dare you to keep taking those shots.
3rd and 12 at the New Braunfels 16. Knutson in trouble, goes down. Heavy pass rush for the Unicorns.
Yeah, double fire blitz. Both linebackers came. They brought one more. That ball's got to come out on the hot right there. Get beat up front. Where I think we were trying to go to piece on a little skinny post. But again, just like we talked about coming out of the break, very weird. You know, the offenses are moving. You got big chunk plays. Sjoquist gets about a 30, 40-yard gain. And then we get down inside that red zone. Things tighten up, and we go backwards. See if they can at least get some points on the board. Last time it was blocked.
39-yard field goal attempt for Trent Amaya is true following the third sack of the year for Matt Ford. And so the Rangers increase their lead to 10-0 on the first possession of the second half. We're right back after this with the Unicorns' first touch of quarter number 3.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
Alamodome, Smithson Valley getting a 39-yard field goal from Trent Amaya to make it 10-0 with 7:59 remaining in quarter number 3. And as Amaya kicks us off, Brian, I want to get your thoughts on this. You surprised that one of the halftime adjustments for the Unicorns wasn't to stop playing Hunter Haug one-on-one?
No, because, again, I think that's about the 7th deep ball that we've thrown, and we're 1 of 7 on it, you know. And so they're saying, like, yeah, I know that it's risky, but if they're not going to complete it consistently, we're going to keep loading the box and stop Sjoquist. I think it became apparent after that first quarter that, hey, we just gave up a 100-yard rusher in the first quarter. We better load up and stop the run. And so that's what they've been doing. And they're going to say, if y'all want to keep taking those shots, y'all haven't hit it consistently yet. But I think that if we are able to hit 1 or 2, then they might start rolling a safety over there. But until we prove that we're going to win that and complete those balls, and they're going to keep doing what they're doing.
Caleb Moore returns it to the 15, and so that's where the Unicorns will start their first offensive drive of the second half. Levi Gola, the quarterback, standing at his own 10 and shotgun. The hand to Brock Stewart. Brock, couple carries in the first quarter, then didn't see much of him in quarter number 2. Gets across, well, I shouldn't say across, I'm going to say he's down at the 20.
Yeah, zone read there, and the defensive end, believe that was Barrow, has to take the dive, and he kind of does take the dive, but quarterback still leaves it with him, and the running back ends up getting up in there for 4 or 5 yards. But we had a guy for the dive and a guy for the quarterback, but both guys stayed on the quarterback there. So a little bit of a miscommunication, able to get 5 yards for the Unicorns.
Stewart, nope, make that Ramirez, Harley Ramirez, who was the reason Stewart got limited touches in the first half, gets his first carry of the second set of 24 minutes, and he's upended by Colton Hornsby.
Yeah, they ran like basically Smithson Valley's outside zone stretch, but with 2 lead blockers, and they actually had the edge sealed, but Hornsby from his Mike linebacker spot gets over the top of the double team fast, and he hits him hard, and it kind of goes airborne, takes his legs out from under him for no gain. So first third down for the Unicorns in the second half.
4 yards to get a new set of downs at their own 21. Gola, quick release. Mills, cross the 25, ball's loose. Picks it up at the 25 and then falls on it. And he might have gotten the first down based on the spot.
It shouldn't be. A, he jumped on it and it was short, but you're not supposed to be able to advance a fumble. A fumble's not supposed to be able to improve, and so it's supposed to go back to the spot and where the ball was fumbled. So either way, he stopped short of the line to gain, so it will be 4th down. But yeah, it was a great job. I didn't see who stuck their big old paw out there, but it looked like he had a little bit of a crease, at least enough to pick up a first down. But that ball came out, and the Unicorns were fortunate to jump back on it, but it will force a punting situation. Anytime it's this short yardage one, you're a little bit careful for a fake punt, but should be another stop for the Ranger defense.
Well, with Brian taking us through that, New Braunfels has it at the 24, and then a shank on the punt. So the Rangers, following that stop on their defensive end, will take over at the New Braunfels 38, it appears.
Yeah, and I kept thinking early in the game, the punter for New Braunfels is taking a long time getting that thing off. I kept thinking, man, Smithson Valley's going to get to one and maybe even block it. At that time, we came right up the middle with Hornsby, and I'm not sure if it affected him or if it was just a mishit, but ball definitely went off the side of his foot, and it was only about a 15-yard punt, 10-yard punt maybe. So Smithson Valley offense got great field position. See if they can capitalize.
At the 37, Isaiah Reggie in motion. Knutson, Sjoquist, a lane, the 35 to 30. Sjoquist tries to cut it back inside. Good tackle there in the open field by Landon Jackson.
It sure was, and that was that counter play. They got blown up the first time, but they come back to it. That time they're able to hit the crease. Shoquist gets to the edge, and you're thinking, oh, it's at least going to be a first down. But a great open field tackle by the safety, Landon Jackson, but it's still a good pickup on first down. Rangers got it 2nd and 3.
At the 30, clock goes under 5:30. Knutson, the young man who's been offered by A&M, Texas Tech, UTSA. UT's been in to look him over. Handoff, across the 30 to right around the 28. It's Shoquist again.
Yeah, good. Just right up there, ISO play right up the middle. Good job by number 22 of the D tackle for New Braunfels, folding back in there and able to fall in and stop him just short. So we have a 3rd and 1 here. I'd imagine Coach Hill's probably thinking 2 downs to get it. And so that's one of 2 things. Either take a shot here or let's just go ahead and pick up the first down and keep it running. But 3rd and 1 here, probably 4 down territory.
At the 28, Reggie in motion. Shoquist stuffed.
Middle linebacker right up the middle. Nobody picked him up.
Rocco DeSanto has made several plays tonight. 6 tackles for loss coming in, 3 sacks, an interception. He scored from the defensive end. 113, easily a team lead, tackles coming in.
Yeah, he blitzed right. He timed it perfectly, and I'm not sure whether we just didn't have our eyes up and didn't see it, or if there was a miscommunication, but he came in unblocked and was able to make a tackle for a 3-yard loss. And Smithson Valley is going to go, or at least appear that they're going to go for it here. And Coach Hill wants to talk about it. He's going to take a timeout.
Smithson Valley, their first of the half.
Play clock was running under 10, and they were still in the huddle. And so with that, we'll step aside as well. Rangers 4th and 4 for the New Braunfels 31 when we come back.
Reset the game clock.
Our Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club wants to thank Fuller Construction. The Fullers have a long tradition of being Rangers. They are dedicated to providing high-caliber work for all their clients and our Smithson Valley athletes. Thank you, Fuller Construction. Abundant Life Expressions has been proudly serving San Antonio with top-quality screen printing since 1991. They are a proud sponsor of our Smithson Valley Rangers and support us and keep us all in our latest Ranger fashion. Thank you, ALE. Thank you to GVTC for the continued support year after year. GVTC has been sponsoring our Rangers for over a decade. You have helped us grow and succeed. Thank you, GVTC.
Fourth and 4 for the Smithson Valley offense, and it's still on the field at the 31 of New Braunfels.
One-on-one with Haug, trips into the boundary.
There's the snap, rolling to his left. Haug, complete, first down, still on his feet. Hunter Haug gives Smithson Valley a 16-0 advantage with the extra point to come.
They said we've tried over and over to go deep with the one-on-one. This time we're just going to sprint to a single receiver route, out-leverage him, and see if he can beat him on a quick speed out. We're hoping just to get the first down there, but he's so fast and so balanced that he leans that shoulder down and is able to break that tackle. And what a huge, not only 4th down conversion, but something to kind of break the monotony a little bit and get the first touchdown since the first quarter. Rangers go up. Let's make sure it goes through first. 17-0 Rangers.
Haug, 48 catches coming in, nearly 900 yards at 894 exactly. The leading receiver in just about every facet for the Rangers coming in. And he gets into the end zone to give the Rangers a 17-0 lead with 3:49 remaining in quarter number 3. And so now, Brian, I think when we talked about the uniqueness of that first quarter, and yes, both teams made big plays, but it felt like even though it was just a 7-point game, Smithson Valley was more in control. It's just maybe the score didn't kind of reflect that. And you may disagree. My point in saying that and kind of the setup is now it's 17-0, and now it feels like the score more reflects kind of the way the game has gone.
A little bit, but I would say that was true if New Braunfels' offense wasn't moving it at all. If it was just Smithson Valley's offense that was moving it consistently, but yet just not really cashing in and getting the points, New Braunfels has moved the ball. They've had a really good game plan. Their quarterback has played well. They're running back, they're blocking things, the schemes are well thought out. And so even though they have 0 points on the scoreboard, I feel like their offense has had some success. They just had trouble, and we have a Ranger down. Looks like, I think that's O'Malley. He's going to limp off the field there. Hopefully he's okay. But yeah, to your point, 17-0, it's kind of a little bit more reflective. I'm not sure exactly what the stats and the yardages are, but I would imagine Smithson Valley has a pretty heavily advantage in the offensive category. But New Braunfels has had their chances. They've had the ball first and goal at the 5-yard line. They've had 2 deep passes that kind of went off the hands of the receivers, albeit they were underthrown. But yeah, now it's a tall task for them. Down 3 scores with this Ranger defense that has given up only 14 points total in the last 4 weeks. It's a tall task.
Braden O'Malley, a backup safety to Phillip Smith for the Rangers. The return by Caleb Moore for New Braunfels. 1st and 10 at their own 21. Twins to each side. Gola, play action. Escapes Hudson Woods across the middle just behind Caden Mills.
And again, good coverage underneath by the Mike linebacker. So we had underneath coverage with Hornsby running with them, and we had safety over the top with Smith. That time we got immediate pressure. Hudson Woods beats the tackle right off the ball, makes Gola have to step up and now throw that ball on the run. I think he was hoping for a little more time to let Mills get further across the field, but the pressure from Woods off the end forced an early throw and ultimately low and behind throw. So 2nd and 10 for the Unicorns.
At the 21, again 4 wides, this time dropped, intended for Cameron Pitts, the leading receiver yardage-wise for the Unicorns, 755 yards coming in, his 48 receptions to start the ball game, also a team high. Caden Mills leading him in touchdowns at 9 compared to Pitts' 5.
And a good ball by Gola, hits him right in the chest. I think Pitts was just trying to run and hit that seam. The tunnel screen is all about timing. I think he was trying to run before he caught it. So a break for the Rangers there, 3rd and long. This is where that D-line loves. Obvious passing situation.
10 yards to get a 1st down. Gola, intercepted by Jacob Stover. Jacob not going down easily, but he'll be brought down at right around the 33, and another big play for the Smithson Valley defense.
Yeah, pressure again, forcing Gola to have to step up. He had to try to throw that ball over the top of Woods, which makes the ball sail a little bit. And then a great job from the linebacker there, Stover, right where it is, and a good job of covering that ball up. They were trying to strip it out, and for a defensive guy that doesn't have his hands on the ball a whole lot, great awareness getting both hands over it and securing that. And the Ranger offense starting 33-yard line again, looking to really put another nail in this coffin. Obviously, it's really early, 3rd quarter, but you just feel like if they're able to go up 24-0, it's going to be a super tall task for the Unicorns.
Brian mentioning the 14 points allowed by the Smithson Valley defense and how that's been it. That includes 2 shutouts in the first 2 weeks. Hunter Haug reverse to the 30, actually make it the 31.
Yeah, a little reverse. New Braunfels reads it well. Not sure who that, I think that was the defensive end, number 28, Finn Haynes, actually stays home, but with Haug's speed, he's still able to get the edge a little bit and make positive yardage. But it was a good job by the defense of New Braunfels. And again, this being the 4th time they've played in 2 years, they've read that book before, right? They've seen that reverse a couple times. So I guarantee you it was a point of emphasis during this week's practice.
Finn Haynes, senior defensive end, 42 tackles to start the game. Gunnar Sjoquist able to bounce it to the outside, hit and goes out of bounds, but not until he gets inside the 30.
And that's one of those that when they're watching film, because he was able to get to the edge and get positive yards, it's like, okay. But hey, that the GF counter, the guard fullback counter, is not meant to bounce outside. So try to stick your foot in the ground and go get what you can get, because we're blocking everybody out there. So good job of using his speed to pick up a couple yards, but I'm sure that the coaches, when they watch that on film, will say, let's keep the counter on the inside.
3rd and 5 at the Unicorn 28. Sjoquist. Boy, he might have, well, he's going to be a yard short. I see the official. Late flag.
Late flag. Again, that guy's been busy from underneath the goalpost, and I'm impressed with his arm. That's about a 35-yard flag throw, but it's coming from the end. So it's something after, I don't know whether New Braunfels or Smithson, unsportsmanlike or a face mask of some kind. If he's throwing the penalty, it's either extracurriculars or he saw a face mask.
Await the decision. As of now, the play was stopped short.
Personal foul,
Sjöquist about a
illegal
yard short.
blindside block. Number 4 of the offense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. 3rd down.
And it's coming back.
Must be Haug. It was on Haug, but a lot of times our inside receivers go block the safety. You know, try to get a 2-for-1. The safeties are more prevalent in the run game, so they go crack the safety. I guess they were saying it was for outside in, and that guy wasn't looking, and so that's why they're calling it. But again, the guy that's 40 yards back's been pretty busy tonight, calling it for both sides back there. He was a quarterback in high school. That's an impressive flag throw. I'm telling you, he's launching that thing.
Back at the New Braunfels 39 now. 3rd and 17. Knutson deep down the sideline. Haug, the intended receiver, just over his outstretched hands.
And again, it's I mean, they're going to live by it, die by it, right? That's 3rd and 15. And it's still one-on-one coverage with Haug. And again, he's got a step or two. Ball is just a half a yard too far off the fingertips there. Again, I understand 2nd and 5 and early on and stuff like that. Hey, let's load the box, stop the run, and if they want to take shots down the field, that's fine. But 3rd and 15, you'd think they'd try to cap and get on top of number 4, but they haven't yet. But it hasn't hurt them yet either.
Trent Amaya now with an opportunity to pin New Braunfels deep in their own territory, and there's a flag. Is there a flag?
Yeah, right above the eye of the Roadrunner.
Okay, there's the laundry. Meanwhile, Smithson Valley downs it at the 1, but I have a feeling, well, it depends on the call, right? Because it was 4th and forever, so it's 4th and 17.
The New Braunfels coaches are saying that the ball was tipped, and so therefore the contact with the punter is allowed and is legal. But Coach Hill's fired up about something. He's pointing to the other end of the field. There must have been some extracurriculars or something going on down there, but I'm not sure. New Braunfels coaches are saying it's tipped, so therefore, the running into or roughing the kicker shouldn't be applicable. But I don't think that's what Coach Hill and the White Hat are talking about over there. He's pointing somewhere down in the end zone.
Running into the kicker. On the defense, that penalty's declined. 1st down.
So running into the kicker, Brian, because it's not roughing the kicker and it was 4th and 17, it wouldn't have made a difference, and so New Braunfels and so at that point Smithson Valley just declines, correct?
Yeah, correct, yeah. Because again, the chance, while all of that was going on, it was still an amazing kick by Amaya. We pinned him at the 1-yard line. Yeah. And so even though it's a 5-yard penalty, it'd still be 4th and 12, which means we would probably punt again, but we're probably not going to do as good as we did there. So a great job by Amaya of getting it off, and a great job by the coverage team pinning it at the 1. So New Braunfels has a 99-yard field, down 17-0.
Well, Brian mentioning a little while ago how with these two being in the same district the last 2 years, this the 4th meeting because they met in the playoffs again like they are now last year, a game that obviously Smithson Valley won on their way to the state title. More on those matchups here as we go throughout this drive in the ball game. Gola in his own end zone, pass complete, down immediately because the knee hit the turf at the 11. A catch there for Grant Franklin.
Yeah, they're going to give a 1st down. It was that play they ran on 3rd down on the other end of the field. Sprint out, kind of a weave, curl, and that time we had it covered. We had a flat defender underneath it, but the good job by the receiver of continuing to work, and he just kind of slid over into the next window, and we didn't have pressure on the quarterback, so he was able to keep extending the play, and a good throw kind of against the grain by Gola there, able to get out of the end zone.
Big 1st down when they were at the 1, so from their own 11 coming this way. Appears to be Ramirez. No, it's not 25, number 15 instead. That's Caleb Moore, also a running back.
Yeah, kind of a slow developing counter play. Good job by our defensive end, getting underneath the first puller, clogging everything up. And then Hornsby from his mic spot flowing over the top on the gap exchanges there. And he doesn't miss that tackle very often, and he didn't there for a short gain, 2nd and 9.
At the 11, Gola looking sideline. Oh, big hit!
That's not targeting. He hit him in the chest. Golly. Anytime someone's hit hard, it's got to be a penalty now.
Grant Franklin was open for a minute. Philip Smith came over and said, "You're not catching that." He didn't, and now the officials discuss whether that's targeting.
I think they're picking it up.
Personal foul.
Oh, gosh.
Targeting. Number 15 for the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down. Number 15 disqualified from the game.
Oh, gosh.
And so Philip Smith, who's battled injuries to make his way back into this Rangers secondary, is now thrown out of this ball game.
You just feel bad for the kid. He makes a bang-bang play. They try to do a whole shot into cover two, and he floats one out there, and he arrives and dislodges the ball. And now, I'm not sure. I don't know the rules for high school versus college, but this being the second half, does that mean he's not allowed to play in the first half of next week's game if there is one? I don't know. That's just, it's a shame to make that call. If you want to call a defenseless hit or something like that, okay. But targeting and kicking a kid out of the game, it's without the, in college, that's fine. They can review it, They can review it and see if it was or not. Here, to call it and kick a kid out of game without any reviews, tough. So I feel for him, but heck of a play. Meanwhile, New Braunfels tries a screen, doesn't get anything, and so he'll be second down.
Yeah, goalless pass intended for the H-back. Corbin Hollander falls incomplete. Blayton Camacho now into the game for Philip Smith.
Yeah, and this is the beauty. Philip Smith is a heck of a ball player, but we've had three safeties kind of rolling in the entire year, and so Camacho, It's not like someone's coming off the bench that hasn't played meaningful snaps all year. Camacho will go in there and hold the rope for sure.
Gola on second down, that ball batted. Hudson Woods got a piece of it, and to that point, Brian, when you look at the Ranger depth chart, Blayton Camacho and Noah Johnson are kind of listed as split starters. It gives you a sense of their depth, that those two guys are starters along with Philip Smith, and so you essentially have, to your point, three starters within that safeties group.
And all of them have gotten a tremendous amount of reps, and it's not like one came in for the other. They're kind of all three interchangeable, and so all three of them have kind of gotten equal reps, and so, no drop-off whenever the next guy comes in at the safety spot.
3rd and 10, chance for the Ranger defense to get off the field. Hudson Woods applying the pressure, shoots the ball out, picked off! Coming back the other way, and a huge interception for Devin DeToto.
That should be a late hit on number 0 there. Jumping on top of DeToto, but regardless, down their sideline, had pressure, made the quarterback scramble, trying to make a play, throws it up. DeToto's right there, scales the sideline, takes it down. You could see, have an extra guy jumping on top of him right there. I think that's either Mills or somebody. I'm not sure who it was, but we got a penalty right in that same guy just threw the very back. I don't know, but the Rangers aren't even on the field, so the Rangers are huddled up about to call an offensive play, so.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 8 of the defense. Penalties have to listen to the goal.
That's Mike linebacker. He must have said something because it couldn't have been.
That's his first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
It couldn't have been during the play because the Rangers are over there in their huddle, so he must have said something to the officials or said something loud enough for the officials to hear. So what was already phenomenal field position for the offense is half the distance to the goal. It'll be at about the 11-yard line, 13.
That's Rocco DeSanto, the junior linebacker who leads them in tackles. We've said his name several times.
He's had a big game for them.
Speaking of big, Devin DeToto, his second pick of the season, and we're talking about Philip Smith working his way back from injury. So has Devin, a big part of this Ranger defense and that linebacking crew. Shoquist skipping his way past what would have been a loss. I think he still lost yardage. He did, but what could have been a loss of 4 turns into a loss of 1, maybe 2.
It was a good job by their outside linebacker. I think that was number 13. I think that was Jath Ness. He came and made that collision with the fullback in the backfield and kind of slowed down Shoquist, and so he had to stop his feet, and by that time, the rest of the Unicorns were ready to rally around him. So a stop for a loss on first down is just what Unicorns needed after the big momentum change here.
2nd down and 12. Bootleg, Shoquist coming right toward the sideline.
You got something, another flag in the end zone.
Julian Martinez the catch, and yep.
Hold on the defense.
You see the flag on the far end from our perspective of the end zone, kind of between the A of the UTSA and the pylon.
Holding. Number 18 of the defense. Penalties half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down.
And so with the penalty, an automatic first down, as you just heard, and the Rangers have the ball at the 6, 7, make it.
Yeah, more importantly, it's first down, so they got the 17-0 field goal makes it. It's still a 3-possession game. So if I'm Coach Hill, I'm going to try to put the nail in the coffin here, and I'm going to try to get a touchdown. I'm thinking 4-down territory.
Shoquist behind Knutson. Twins to the right side. Shoquist to carry. They get to his ankles and bring him down for no gain.
Again, there's the Mike linebacker. He's back in the ball game.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Rocco just coming full speed and making that ISO collision happen behind the line, slows everything up. So good play.
The Smithson Valley Rangers 12 minutes away from continuing defense of their 5A Division I state championship. We're back after this from the Alamo Dome. 17-0 over New Braunfels in the regional final.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
First and goal for a Rangers team that leads 17-0 and a Region 4 5A Division I final between district foes New Braunfels and Smithson Valley. All 4 teams from District 13 5A D1 making it to the regional semis. New Braunfels beating champion from Bernie to get here. The Rangers knocking off Piper. Knutson shotgun. Haug to his right. Isaiah Reggie to his left. Julian Martinez, the up back, with Gunnar Shoquist behind. Right to Haug. Knocked away. Touchdown saving defensive play by Kingston Brown.
Yeah, it was, and it was right there, about to drop right in the hands of Haug. Right at the last second, Kingston goes up and makes a great play. Trying to take a one-on-one shot there on a little just fade ball to the back corner of the end zone. Wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, it's third down, and if this is anywhere, in goal to go from the 3 or less, I say we're going for it. They go quick. Here it is. Touchdown.
Touchdown Rangers. Gunnar Shoquist, a touchdown machine, gets into the end zone again.
I was looking up at the big board and looking at the clock, and I turned back around. They'd already done a play, so obviously they did a quick hustle up to the line, snap it before the defense gets ready, and they leak Shoquist out of the backfield. Easy pitch and catch. Rangers make it 24-0 after Maya caps this one off. I did look it up, by the way. I don't know if we're going to break after this. We can do it whenever. We can talk about it when we get back. I was informed something. We'll talk about it when we get back.
Amaya's extra point is true. 11:51 to go in the ball game. Smithson Valley 24, New Braunfels 0.
Our Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club wants to thank Fuller Construction. The Fullers have a long tradition of being Rangers. They are dedicated to providing high-caliber work for all their clients and our Smithson Valley athletes. Thank you, Fuller Construction. Abundant Life Expressions has been proudly serving San Antonio with top-quality screen printing since 1991. They are a proud sponsor of our Smithson Valley Rangers and support us and keep us all in our latest Ranger fashion. Thank you, ALE. Thank you to GVTC for the continued support year after year. GVTC has been sponsoring our Rangers for over a decade. You have helped us grow and succeed. Thank you, GVTC.
Alamo Dome, downtown San Antonio. The Smithson Valley Rangers about to kick it away, up 24-0 off a touchdown catch from Gunnar Sjoquist, his second of the night. Fair catch, so New Braunfels will get it at the 25. Most of you watching are familiar, but just in case, any fair catch anywhere behind the 25 means you get it automatically at the 25. But Brian, you have an update you'd like to share and a clarification here on that targeting rule.
Yeah, I said on the air I wasn't sure whether or not Smith would, because of the ejection, would have to miss first half. The rules used to be if you're ejected in the second half, you have to miss the first half of the next game. But off the UIO website, I had some buddies text me. Guess they're hearing on air. They corrected me. It said ejected players misses the rest of the game in which they are ejected plus the first half of the following game. Exception, disqualifications and ejections as a result of targeting fouls does not require the player to miss the first half of the following game. So Smith, if Smithson Valley hangs on, Smith will be able to play in the first half next week.
Back the other way, a good run across the 35 and first down yardage for the Unicorns. Again, Harley Ramirez been a big part of their running game, able to get the screen pass and make something happen for the Unicorns.
Yeah, screen pass, well executed, good timing. Gola hung onto the ball a long time, let that pass rush get to him, dumped it off. And good blocking out in front, picks up about 14, 15 yards for a first down there, get the drive going.
Ball's at the 38. The clock now an enemy for New Braunfels, down 24-0, and there's Hudson Woods, sack number 14 on the season for the young man headed to SMU.
Yeah, and again, Woods is doing a phenomenal job, as is the rest of the defensive line, but that's just a great coverage downfield for the quarterback to have to hold on to it that long. The coverage on the back end is outstanding, and Gola has nowhere to go, so therefore the pass rush has time to get home.
1st and 12. There's Mills trying to make something happen and slips.
Great job by DeToto. DeToto, the linebacker out there, they looked like they had what they wanted. The lead blocker was coming out to block DeToto. He stuns him right there and just doesn't define the running lane for Mills. And Mills eventually ends up tripping over his own blocker's feet. But it's because he didn't know where to go, because DeToto blew up the fullback who was coming to lead block. And so after a loss of yardage on the play, it'll be 3rd and 12. And we know how that Ranger pass rush loves 3rd and 12.
Huge play for New Braunfels, down 4 scores essentially, or 3 8-pointers. Gola escapes the pressure over the middle, complete. First down, New Braunfels into Smithson Valley territory. Huge play by Levi Gola and a huge catch for Grant Franklin.
Yeah, pressure gets there, makes Gola scramble because there was nobody really out in front. Our linebacker, that was Stover, he was actually guarding that receiver, but came off of him thinking that Gola was about to run for the first down, and good recognition by Gola, raises up and throws to the receiver that Stover had just left, picking up a big first down on 3rd and long.
At the 48 of the Rangers, Gola gonna run. Chased out of bounds. Hunter Haug there as well, 45 of Smithson Valley.
And a good decisive decision by Gola again. Just the Ranger secondary and linebackers, their coverage is doing such a good job that he looks up and there's just nothing there. And a couple of times he's taken a sack because he's waiting to hold on, seeing if somebody comes open. Now you can kind of just tell, if my first and second read aren't there, I'm taking off and getting positive yardage so that I'm not getting a sack. So good job there picking up something.
At the 45, Gola again in trouble. Hudson Woods gets him again. Second sack on the possession, 15th sack of 2025 for Woods.
15 sacks, is that good?
I think that's decent.
Yeah, I think that's real good. And signed his letter of intent on Wednesday to SMU, so that's awesome. But again, just getting solo matchups on the edge over there. And with New Braunfels being down 24-0, it's pretty much pass only right now because you got to hurry. That's exactly what this D-line loves.
And the only thing scarier than this Ranger front 4, front 6 is them being able to tee off. Over the middle on 3rd and 8, incomplete. And so on 4th and 8 from the Smithson Valley 46, I think little doubt as to what New Braunfels does here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 4-possession. Yeah, 16. Well, I guess it is a 3-possession game. They can get a 2-point conversion 3 times. But, I mean, 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, down 24-0. Yeah, they're going to have to go for it here.
Twins to each side, so 4 receivers in this set. Gola looking over the middle. Mills, can he make a play? First down across the 40 to the 35.
Yeah, just speed there. We had 2 guys in pursuit, but that's kind of the first time they've been able to get it to Mills. That's their threat. That's their speedy guy. That's their big play guy. And that's kind of the first time they've able to get it to him on the run in space. And we had 2 guys there. He just outran both of them. Picks up a big first down on 4th down to keep their hopes alive.
Mills has caught 9 of the 25 touchdown passes that Levi Gola has thrown. At the 35. Trips to this side. Gola rolling this way. Under pressure again toward the end zone. Incomplete, well out of bounds.
Another big hit on the quarterback. I'll tell you what, we talked, you mentioned it earlier in the game. Gola, not a big guy for a quarterback, but I'll tell you what, I've been impressed. He's tough as nails. He's been running the ball a lot, taking a lot of hits and sacks, and even the times, that he hasn't got sacked multiple times, he's been hit right as he's throwing it. Pops up every time. That time Hornsby gets a shot on him right as the ball is leaving his hands, and he pops right back up. So impressed with the toughness of the Unicorns quarterback here.
2nd and 10 at the Ranger 35. Same formation. Gola looking this way again. Back the other way. Franklin inside the 25. First down, New Braunfels.
A good drive here and a good job by Gola. Again, first read wasn't open. Has to come all the way back to the other side of the field. Finds his target. New Braunfels putting something together here. But the Rangers just keeping everything in front of them. They're okay as long as they're not giving up the quick strikes. Let them go on long drives when you're up 24. So the clock is ticking. About 7.5 minutes left in the ball game. Still plenty of time. But the Rangers will give up the 5- and 6-yard ones to not give up the 50- and 60-yard ones.
At the 23 with that new set of downs.
Yeah, and they're going to have to take a timeout. Play clock was running low.
Timeout, New Braunfels. Their first of the half.
And that is the first that New Braunfels has taken. Now, we've talked throughout the broadcast about how this is the 4th meeting over the last 2 years. Interestingly, when the 2 teams met in the regular season, the margin was of all of Smithson Valley's wins, and the Rangers only lost 1 game this year. The margin between these 2 was the 2nd closest that the Rangers kind of experienced this year. They beat Piper by 10 and beat New Braunfels by 13, and those really the only ball games that were within just a couple of scores. Every other Ranger game was an absolute blowout. When these 2 teams met in the playoffs last year, the regional semis, the Rangers got a 56-21 victory, and that came off the heels of a 29-18 victory in the regular season. So close games, exciting games between these 2, nothing new. Gola tries to escape. Colton Hornsby would have none of it.
Yeah, pressure initially by Roberts on the backside, forces him to the outside. And then Hornsby there to clean it up. But to your point, New Braunfels, they're a tough, scrappy team. And playing each other 4 times in the last 2 years, you know each other well. You know what the other team likes to do. It's hard to play people twice. Especially 4 times in 2 years. And so New Braunfels, you got to give them a ton of credit. They're tough, they're scrappy, and they play really good defense. They just haven't been able to capitalize offensively, but their defense is held up.
Gola back to the line of scrimmage on the previous play. No way on this one. Hudson Woods, a 1-man wrecking crew, although several Rangers, look at that spin move by Woods. Several Rangers back there as well, but I think credit Woods with the solo sack.
Yeah, what is that, 4 or 5 just this game for him?
That's 3 on this possession, 4 for the game, 16 on the season.
And here we go again, 3rd and long. He's going to have another opportunity to do it.
3rd and 18 at the 31. Gola steps up, chased. How'd you like to deal with that? You get away from Hudson Woods, and waiting for you on the other end is Caleb Barrow or Caden Leak.
Yeah, and then DeToto in there as well. But again, a good job by by goal and nothing downfield, knowing that we're going to have to go for it. Let me scramble and see what I can get. He does pick up about 6 or 7 yards, making it 4th. And, it's still 4th and 11, but that's much better. You can run your 12-yard curl routes and dig routes and pick up a first down as opposed to 4th and 17.
As you'd expect, Unicorns going 4th and 11 at the Smithson Valley 24. Gola looking end zone, lets it go. Noah Johnson back there and comes up with the interception. And now a flag.
I don't know. I don't know. It was after the play.
It's
Obviously,
after the play.
The pick is going to count. I'm not sure who it's on.
Ruling on the field is an interception and a touchback. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 0 of New Braunfels. 15-yard penalty. First down. That's his first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
Yeah, and that's Mills. I didn't see what happened. But again, it's not Gola's fault. It's 4th down, and we're down 24-0. We got to throw it up. We got to throw it up in the air and hope for the best. I don't know if you're seeing it at home, but we kind of saw the replay up on the big screen, and the Ranger fans are reacting. It was definitely after the whistle, the penalty on 0 Mills there. But nonetheless, Rangers defense holds. 5 minutes, 24 seconds left. Ranger offense comes out. Rangers up 24-0. 5.5 minutes to make the state semifinals.
Knutson, snap, Sjoquist toward the 40, called Sjoquist a touchdown machine after he got into the end zone in the previous possession. 15 rushing touchdowns coming into this ball game, 3 receiving touchdowns coming in. Add the 2 today, he's got 20 scores on the year, and this is a young man who, with Caleb Piegler in there, did not play all that much really in the first half of the season.
Yeah, he's arrived on the scene. He's a sophomore, and hopefully Caleb gets healthy again. It's a heck of a 1-2 punch with both of those guys, but there's a lot going on after the whistle here, really on both sides, and the Rangers are more than likely going to advance here, and that type of stuff can happen in tight ball games playing in December. So, but it's getting chippy down there from both sides after the whistle, and we need to do a good job of just getting back in the huddle and understand that one team's season's about to end, and they're not happy about it. But we got some things to play for next week.
Sjoquist gets a first down to the Smithson Valley 47. Some normalcy on that, Brian. I think after that play, everybody just kind of went back to the huddles.
Yeah. And we're getting some other guys in there now. We got Vizaraga, kind of the hero from last week against Piper, coming in during that situation. Had a heck of a series. He's coming in, and Easton Walker will come in at quarterback. Clock's rolling. New Braunfels not using their timeouts, and so the game's in hand.
There's Easton Walker's first snap, and there is Renix Vizuraga. As Brian mentioned, when Piper made things interesting in the 4th quarter, narrowing a 23-0 game to 23-14, and with Gunnar Sjoquist kind of a little banged up, Renix coming in, carrying the load, and then scoring a touchdown that made it 30-14 and essentially put the game away.
It was a heck of a drive by the entire offense, right? It was a long. Piper had just made it a 2-score game, 2 quick strikes. Momentum was all on their side. Smithson Valley championship drive. I think it was about a 6-minute drive. And as you mentioned, Sjoquist got banged up. Vizaraga comes in and carries it for a good 40, 50 yards and a couple snaps and gets that kind of game-sealing touchdown. So it was good for him, and just goes to show the next man up mentality of Ranger football.
Vizuraga again. 285 yards coming in, 5.3 every time he touches it, 54 carries for the year. That touchdown against Piper, his 4th of 2025. As we near the 2-minute warning, one more play and we should be there as Smithson Valley closes in on a 3rd straight state semifinal appearance. Walker content to take his time, that play clock under 10. Renix again.
That's a penalty on New Braunfels.
And there's the flag.
You're not allowed to as a defender. You know, if this was 7, 8, 9 years ago, what he did was perfectly legal because the offense can do it. But just they outlawed it from the offense, so now they don't allow the defense to do it. Used to be backs out of the backfield could go, cut cut linebackers and dive at their legs and take them out at the legs.
13 of the defense.
They got rid of that, so now the defense can't do it either. So they're outside linebacker, and the New Braunfels fans are booing. I mean, it's an obvious call. Number 13, our fullback, Julian Martinez, comes out to block him, and he just submarines our fullback and takes him out at the legs. And so neither side can do it. I don't think it was malicious or anything like that, but if this was 10 years ago, both sides are trying to do that, you know. But again, it's 2025 and a little bit different rules here. So nonetheless, 15-yard penalty, and Rangers have another first down.
Smithson Valley does not have to snap it before the 2-minute timeout. 2-second difference between the play clock and the game clock.
2-minute timeout.
Exactly 2 minutes remain. And Brian, in different kind of ways, both halves have been interesting.
Yeah.
First half, you analyzed it, you described it. Second half, you look at the scoreboard, Smithson Valley scored all the points, the 17 points here in the third and fourth quarters, but it's been, we've seen the chippiness, we've seen, you know, things go both ways. Really, Joe, really exciting all the way through any way you slice it.
Yeah, and again, a ton of credit to New Braunfels. They during the regular season and during the playoffs, you know, they're tough. They haven't given up. They're aggressive. Both sides of the ball. They're a very good defensive unit. They're well coached on both sides of the ball. They're fundamentally sound. But eventually, when Smithson Valley gets a lead on you, and you have to become one-dimensional with your offense and be pass-heavy to try to get back into the ball game, that plays right into the strength of what is already a very strong defense, but it plays right into their best strength, which is allowing that defensive line just a free pass at a pass rush and really teeing off and creating problems for the offensive line.
Easton Walker keeps 25-20. Easton barreling toward that first down. Knocked out of bounds.
Easton lowering his shoulder there and finishing a run. Something happened over there again. I don't know.
Well, I'm looking.
Another penalty over there right by the sideline.
There it is. I was looking for it. It kind of blended in with the down marker.
And the ref has his hat off, which might be 2 penalties.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 30 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down. That's his first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
And I didn't see it, but I mean, the Rangers were already kind of walking back to the huddle whenever I heard the noise from our crowd. So obviously our crowd saw it, and we're on the other side. We're on the home side up in the booth. Happened on Smithson Valley's sideline, so I'm not really sure what happened. But again, I just hope everybody gets out of this game, you know, safe with no injuries, and let's keep it between the whistles.
With the penalty, the ball now inside the 10. First and goal for the Rangers at the 9. 1:52 is what remains. Winner of this game, which Smithson Valley holding a 24-0 lead with 1:52 as mentioned, gets the winner between Port Arthur Memorial and Barbers Hill. Up the middle, good strong running, and inside the 5.
Oh, that's Truss.
Owen Truss with the carry.
Good burst. He's played running back before. We mentioned him last year, but with Piegler kind of being banged up and Shoquist getting a little banged up last week, brought him back over to the offensive side of the ball. And he does have some explosiveness. We remember a couple games last year when he came in, he popped off a couple 50, 60-yard runs. So nice. If he get into the end zone here, I'm not sure.
Owen Truss, a young man who also plays a little bit of backup middle linebacker on the defensive end. From the 4, Walker will take a knee.
Smithson Valley, even though it's first and goal inside the 5-yard line, we're going to go ahead and take a knee. New Braunfels not using their timeouts, so it's a good time to get some other guys in. No need to score any more points, so Rangers are going to take a knee and continue playing football in December. Only need one more snap. It's 48 seconds left, so once it gets under 40, one more snap and it's over. Rangers going to the state semifinals 3 years in a row. Heck of a deal.
Looking to defend the first state championship in school history, including this one. One more win, and they are back at Jerry World. Running off the field as the clock goes under 20. 24-0 are going to be our final score at the Alamo Dome. Smithson Valley on to the Final Four in 5A Division I and a chance for a second straight state championship. Brian Hill, your final thoughts on this ball game?
Interesting. Interesting. Obviously, Smithson Valley comes out in the second half and scores 17 unanswered to kind of pull away, but it was touch and go there for a little while in the first half. Both sides having some success on offense, but not being able to capitalize. And there's some things Smithson Valley's going to have to clean up. Obviously, there was a turnover or two, some untimely penalties, and then the chirpiness towards the end there. That's the type of stuff that in tight ball games can get you beat. And so just working on stuff like that. But again, just a heck of an accomplishment. Smithson Valley's had a lot of success over the last years, the last 25, 30 years. You never want to take it for granted. Making the state semifinals is a heck of an accomplishment, and to do it 3 years in a row is really unbelievable. So just a big congratulations to those guys, and let's keep it going, and don't take it for granted. Have a good time. Enjoy it.
For the third time in these playoffs, the Smithson Valley defense gets a shutout. The Rangers now get the winner of Port Arthur Memorial and Barbers Hill. That game will be played tomorrow. 5 o'clock kick from Beaumont ISD's Doggett Family Stadium. So one of the two of them will get the Rangers next week in the 5A Division I state semifinals. For Brian Hill, for Colt Pavelio, for Bo Wick, and all the outstanding folks at Wick Productions, we say good night. And we'll see you next week in the state semifinals.
Go Rangers.